All right, I muted us. All right, hey everyone. This is the third episode of the Burn One podcast. Joined with the usual suspects. I guess you guys just want to say hi really quick.
Hello.
What's up?
Yep. Yeah. So this week, like, nothing's happening.
I wonder why.
Real life.
Yeah. It's almost like events have been canceled and people aren't allowed to really do anything.
Go outside. Yeah.
For
Leave their
reasons.
homes.
I wonder why.
I'm allowed
Yeah.
to go anywhere. My town doesn't care.
Easy. Yeah, so we just have like some short topics this week, along with I guess we're gonna end the stream with like a little commentary match. It's gonna be Summer Pockets versus Muse Love Live, the BB deck. It's like a Japanese deck, and I guess if that deck comes out in English because it's on the list, like I guess it's like a little preview for those that don't really follow Japanese at all.
Deck's pretty good.
Yeah, it's pretty
Yeah.
solid. I like it. Let's see here. So the first thing we have here is the Grisaya release in Japanese. So that set dropped today, or well, I guess technically yesterday in Japan. You guys have any initial thoughts at all?
Set looks whatever. Like it doesn't look awful, but it just looks whatever.
It has some
Nothing
pretty
really-
unique stuff, right? But like
It
nothing
does.
powerful.
Yeah, it's like a set that like when you look at it, you're like, like there's all these like really cool abilities in here, but it like builds towards nothing. It has like multiple level 1 games that are just like randomly just really good. But the top end doesn't seem to go anywhere. That like very powerful. So like you kind of rely on like cancels to like maintain tempo unless we're gonna get into the good meme stuff that is clearly the play.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2 souls, dude.
Heck
Hell
yeah, dude.
yeah.
That's I think that was my favorite thing they revealed for this is like the two soul combo itself is pretty whatever. It's just like it's on a 1-0 and then it's the 1-0 is like a slayer, so it gains power on play times number of Grisai traded characters. But the combo itself is once per turn when the damage from this card is canceled. If you have the 2 soul, you can pick 2 characters from your waiting room and put them into your stock in any order. Normally that's like pretty whatever, but that same climax, the 2 soul actually combos with a level 0 support. Where is it here? Yeah, it's a
Isn't it
global.
like K3 grab it or
Yeah,
something?
it's
Yeah.
a global. It's a global 500 to the Grisaya trait characters, but then also it has climax combo with the 2 soul. It's a startup ability, so you just pay 3 to pull a 2 soul out from your waiting room onto the field.
Actual garbage.
This guy, but I mean like, it's pretty interesting because like even if you don't play the combo, you could like tech 2 souls in your deck or 1 or something. And then just like you're like, oh, my opponent's out 6. Let me just pay 3 to summon a 2 soul onto the field, which seems kind of funny.
Yeah.
And then if you do play the combo, like say you don't get any damage value off of the 2 soul combo itself, but like you have like you said, say you tri-field this or whatever, and like 2 of them cancel. You can just pay 3 stock because those 2 got you 6 stock that turn, so you can just pay 3 to summon a 2 soul the following turn because they're out most of their climaxes or whatever. So it's kind of that. I think that's like really interesting with the set, but everything else is just like super solid stuff. Like they have like a wannabe Goblin Slayer level 1 game, right? And then they have like a couple other level 1 games that are good, like the Nichiru choice combo is kind of cool. Just like mill 2 salvage on X, where X is the level. They have a Bunny Union on a gold bar. Is there anything else at 1? Oh, they have the level 1 I'm blanking on our name, the wind trigger one, which lets you salvage on attack based on the number of
It's a da capo combo. Yeah.
It's also in oh no, I don't think this specific combo is in there, but the 1/1 event is just Flower Stand from Million Live, right?
I think so.
Yeah, that's like most of the good stuff. They have like an early play Musashi for some reason, which is all right. The set has
They have
anti-heal too.
the Machina. The Machina at the top's pretty interesting.
Isn't early play Musashi like the worst early play you can have?
One of the worst.
One of the
I
worst,
would
yeah.
think.
No man, you just kill your opponent quicker, easy.
That's right.
It's for when you hit them to 3 with your 2-soul combo and you need to finish them while you're level 2.
I guess.
What was the other thing, Carmen, you were talking about?
The Machina top end is pretty interesting.
Oh, the pay one. Is that the one you're talking about? The level 3?
Yeah.
This card, another card gets like on cancel burn the same amount.
Yeah,
again.
you like stack that on the Musashi or whatever. That's pretty interesting. But
Oh yeah, I mean that's all right. I don't think it's like super powerful, but
it's not super crazy, but is what it is, I guess.
yeah. And this set has anti-heal. Was that something? Is this the first time they printed it in a long time, right?
Yeah, it's been a while since they actually printed
long
anti-heal.
time.
Oops. Yep. And then was there another anti-something in this set that went to memory, or am I going crazy?
I don't think so.
I heard there was 2 cards that went to memory, and that was it that I know
There's
of.
a JC level 0, like from Monogatari, where they bounces the character that gets front attacked by sending the other card to memory, and you pay 1. It has like a on play mill 2 ability as well that pumps something 1500 if you hit a climax. Is it 1500? I think it is. Yeah, if you hit a climax. Yeah, I mean this set just like randomly has like a lot of like solid tools. It just doesn't seem to go anywhere, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I don't see anything too spooky at least.
I feel like this set might kind of fall into the old Gochiusa set one, if you guys remember that, where they released the first set and it was kind of whatever, but then they followed it up with like 3 or 4 months down the line with like an extra booster that actually made it like really, really broken. I have a feeling Grisaya, since there's a lot more stuff to pull from.
All the spin-offs.
Yeah, like the spin-offs and the other visual novels, because this only covers what is it? The first one, right? Grisaya no Kajitsu. So they have the other 2 they can pull from mainline, and they'll probably release like a booster like 5 or 6 months down the line that'll really pump up the power of the set, similar to Saikano also.
Yeah, I could see something like that happening, and then we could get the good Michiru Maho Shoujo game.
Oh. What is it? Chiru Michiru or something like that?
Something like that. One other thing I really liked in this set, but I don't know if it's like going to be worth crap, is I actually really like the standby Michiru level 3 combo, because I think it's a little bit cheesy with the fact that like you could summon this into the back row through a standby, or like cheese out one of these earlier on by triggering a standby and having the climax in your climax zone, and like at encore phase you can just randomly pay 2, ditch 2, and then send it to waiting room to burn 4, which is kind of funny. Like it's just kind of like cheesing out another attack. Like I think I have like out of all the top ends, this like Michiru top end is like the most pushing top end, I guess, like most aggressive, because it has on your turn battle opponent reverse, pay 1, burn 1. It's not as good as Mikasa, but it's still pretty okay. But yeah, I think at the end of the day, the problem here with the set, it just right now it seems like it builds up to nothing like worthwhile at least.
Yeah.
So what was the previous set that released before this?
Um,
What was like the most recent set?
South 10th?
South 10th, yeah. So if South 10th was the previous set, it's a pretty shitty follow-up.
Yeah, it's really hard
to the
to follow
power
that.
level that South 10th was.
Yeah, well, I mean, South 10th was just like overspec'd all over the place. Like every card was like
Yep.
good, and then you were just like, why does this have 500 more power than it should? Type of thing.
Yeah. It's like, oh, this Chiri. It's a 3K on attack for no reason. Pretty cool.
Why not?
Yeah.
And then they like reprint every good Sao card there is from the other sets, but they're all just like randomly just better.
Yeah.
The clean
What is it, the
pretty
Leafa
solid,
counters at
Leafa
level
counter.
1?
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it was
It's really-
Suba. It was Konosuba re-edit.
Oh, the one before this. I don't know if that really counts.
Oh,
All those cards
yeah.
that already existed, but
Okay. Yeah, you're right. They did.
Yeah, there are no new cards in re-edit, I think.
nope.
You are
Other
correct. I
sets,
was
but
wrong.
they're all just like randomly just.
I don't know. I'm excited to play against Grisaya though, because Andy picked up the set, and you know Andy, he's the Spice Master, so hopefully he'll come up with something interesting. He's like the best player to get his hands on that kind of set with like the unique effects. So we'll see.
Yeah, All right. I mean that's basically it for Grisaya, right? Nothing else
Yeah.
to talk about.
Yeah, I don't know.
Unfortunately, like the set overall is not very. It's not well until we see something. Maybe there's just a deck list that we're missing or something.
Yeah, I mean
But
there
until
might
we
be.
see something
There's
perform,
that I don't
the
buy.
set just kind of looks
Yeah.
whatever.
When the reveals initially dropped and we were in Japan, I remember we were walking around. And that being said, we were all drinking at the time, and the cards were coming out. And they were like, "These cards are sick!" Like,
yeah, like every card in a vacuum just seems so good, and then like as the set,
You
as a
look at
whole,
the
you're
whole
like,
set, yeah.
yeah. Maybe it's like struggling the same thing that Million Life has. Million Life had like good stuff to build up to, right? So
Yeah, Million Life has good cards at all levels, so I don't know what you're talking about.
yeah,
There's,
that's
like,
true. And this is
not
just
like a
mostly the
single-
level 1 and level 0 game that I really like in this set. Everything else past that's like pretty mediocre. But Million Life had like so much good utility all over, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that set's broken. I need to play with it more.
Yeah, you should. Let's see here. Well, but that's it. We got the Dean Shill corner here.
Oh.
I was told.
Ooh, this is pretty good.
So, last weekend, I took all of my Batman cards because I've wasted money on this terrible set of garbage. And I got rid of every card that I thought was unplayable, and I actually didn't have any cards left, so I realized that I had to restructure my idea of what an unplayable card was. And then I'm like sitting here looking at these cards, and they're all just so terrible. But then I remembered that Oliver is the strongest player I know, and somehow lost to New
Like
Jersey.
this is-
Shout outs to Ollie.
Yeah, shout outs to Oliver for somehow losing to Batman Ninja in New Jersey. And he's like, yeah, this guy played this 1-0 combo that sums a 2-1. I said, sure, I'll try that. Batman's literally got nothing in it at all, right? Like, Batman is the most, like, depraved set. Like, it just struggles to play, like, 2016 Vice. And it's 2020, so it's, like, just terrible. But it has a 1-0 6K that taps itself if you don't have an army card in the grave. And then you have a 2-1 8-5 that climax combos with the same gate as the 6K. The 6K just summons the 2-1. And the 2-1 on attack with the gate gives your entire board 500 power and a soul. So I
Yeah, you
realized
have to
that
pay one,
Batman...
right?
Huh? No, you don't
Or
have
is
to pay anything.
Oh, it's just costless? Okay.
Just on attack. So I found out that Batman Ninja is the strongest Soul Rush deck in all of English. And I just wanted people to know that. I can't really shill it up. It's just the fast...
Well, it
is
would be
just
getting first
strong.
places left and right if we could actually play in these events, right?
Yeah.
So we'd be
I
carrying our team
would
easy.
try to win with this Batman. It's like it swings for like 4, 5, 6. As
yeah.
soon as you hit 1, it might be. It's just that's better than any 2-soul.
It's got hand on core, man.
It has hand on core, but here's the
Yeah.
thing: is 8-5. You don't actually play any backups or any way to save this thing. But if they can't kill 8-5, you just slam a second gate, and then you go for the damage again.
Keep going.
Yeah, and you actually win board, unlike other 2-soul decks. So I thought that was pretty cool. Really, that's all the shilling I've got. Batman Ninja is a terrible set, but like if you're gonna play it, I guess that 2-1's the most unique thing it's got. I'm probably never
true.
gonna visit that deck again. Set sucks. But I guess I had to shill
Unfortunate.
it because it was actually pretty funny, and it was way better than I thought it would be.
It is funny that it like exists. That's what's funny to me about Batman Ninja. That's a set.
I thought it was funny that this deck was like doing more damage than any Soul Rush deck I'd ever played. 'Cause, like I played Dodai, like I own Dodai, and you just like slam a 2-soul and then you swing 3/3/3 and then you lose the game. But this thing was disgusting. I'm like swinging for a level every attack, and that was pretty meme. And then I'm winning board if my opponent triple cancels. If not, they're really far behind, and I don't care that I negged like 6-hand to play this 2-1.
Solid.
I don't know how much more I'm supposed to shill this.
You got to chill for another 2 hours, dude. We need to fill
Another
time.
2
Yeah.
hours? Holy shit. I don't really know. It just swings big numbers. Big number make me happy. Oonga boonga.
We love when number go up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Vampy
Big
Chun
numbers
hit
is
face.
better.
Like most English decks can't really push for that much damage, right? There's no like super duper Soul Rush deck. There's no deck in English that you're like, my opponent's gonna swing for 7.
You have 8-2 Soul Grisaya.
Well,
That's
but not
not
in English.
Yeah, dude. If it was English, like if it was Japanese, I have 2 Soul Kimono. That's like the most oppressive deck. But
I remember you stuck like 8 in one swing before. That was funny. Was
yeah,
it
that
eight or
deck's
7? Something
unstoppable.
that.
Deck's actually blessed.
All right. All right. So now you guys heard it here first. Go buy Batman Ninja. It's the best set.
Well,
And then-
you buy the army card and the monkey flute and the 1021 package, and every other card doesn't matter.
8 climaxes, right?
Yeah, you need pants so you can grab your gates.
Mm-mm.
That's important.
Gotta keep getting that gate.
Of
Yeah.
course.
If you win board, they have an open field, and then you're swinging like a level every swing, so you can just kill them outright. They just eat it.
Just swing for 6 and 7, dude. Easy peasy.
Yeah, it's powerful.
All right. So this next topic actually was suggested by Broderick. So shout out to Broderick.
Broderick.
Yeah, the true god of Weiss. He wanted to hear about some of our bad beat stories. If you guys want to share some of them.
I have infinite.
I have 2. I guess I can share the most, one of the more recent ones. So I got back from overseas in Korea, and I played at one of the more local card shops in my area. So I see they're all mainly just kind of like, really super casual players. None of them are playing anything super meta. So I take out Mono Green Madoka. I'm just like, all right, I'm just gonna fucking play Mono Green Madoka. So I'm doing really good. I refreshed. I think it was like it's down to like 1 and 3 or something. I'm playing against like a weird 2-soul Monogatari build that ran 7 climaxes. And anyway, the game is going pretty okay up until this point. Like I said, I'm at 2-1. Pretty compressed. My opponent slams down 3 2/2s on board. Slams down a 2-soul. Swing trigger, and I died. I'm like, wait, what? What just happened? I just ate I just ate 15 damage. Why did this happen to me? It's pretty cool.
You're not gonna share the best one.
I mean, I could share the Chicago one. That was my other
That
one.
one's still my favorite because we did that. It's some bullshit.
Oh god. I don't even remember the full details of that. So what was it? We were going into final turn. I was playing Love Live Sunshine against Clinton Chan. Shoutouts to Clinton for being an actual fucking god. Against this Conti list, this was a top 8 match. So I think I have to just stick 2 points of damage to the man.
Yeah. It was
He started the turn with 3/4.
Yeah.
I stuck 1 damage to him, and then I needed to stick 2 more. So I think the turn, if you guys can correct me, because you guys were watching the game at this point.
Oh, this has been a while.
Yeah.
This is in your mind, man.
So what was it? I had 2 Yos, and I had a... Was it 2 Yos? It was either a Yo or
Was it
2
Yo, Mari, and I think the other card was just like Chica?
No.
No?
There was either 2 Yos or a Yo and a Musashi.
Oh, there was a Musashi,
Yeah.
because I think the Musashi gave you the one.
No. Mari gave me the one.
Was it Mari?
Yeah, Mari gave me the one, and then I know my last attack was with Yo.
So he did.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. So how the turn pretty much happened. So he's a 3/4. I swing once. It's for lethal. He cancels. I think I mill, and it's for lethal again. He cancels. I swing for 1 with the Mari to confirm my next top check because my final attack is with the Yo. He takes the 1. I swing with my final card. I think the Mari revealed a level 2, so he's a 3/5. So I side attack because I think I'm facing level 1 here. So we burn 2. He cancels. Swing for 2. He cancels. So this man has canceled 4 times on me so far.
I think he only had 6 climaxes in deck.
Yeah, he probably did.
It was like 5
That's
or
even
6
better.
in deck.
Yeah. But then, so he cancels all of this. I'm at like 3/2, and I'm just like, okay, this is pretty bad. But maybe like I don't die here. But he like immediately top decks the Kashima Climax. After all of the canceling, he doesn't even need a clock drop for it. He just stopped next to Kashima Climax. He's just like, wow, this is so good. And I just proceeded to die. Felt really good.
You were at like 3-0 too, right?
I think I was a 3-1 or 3-2.
Yeah, I just remember. Yeah, and then afterwards we did the math, and for that scenario to
0.15%
happen,
chance,
0.15%
baby.
chance.
Hell yeah.
The god. All right.
True God. Shoutouts to Clinton. I never want to play that man in a tournament.
Oh man. All right, Carmen, you have to share some, man, because we need to hear about your shitty stories of.
Oh God! So like we play so often, I feel like I experience like losing the Weiss lottery at least 2 to 3 times a week. Like these ridiculous situations where I'm like, oh, I'm like 3 and 8, and it's just like you eat 5 off the top and die. That's like those are like very normal situations in Pittsburgh. We have that sort of crazy stuff happen all the time. So yeah, I don't know if there's a specific one I can point to. I feel like what was it? I was like 5 and 13, and then 8-6 this past week after being up all game and died. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. I was against Zach. I can't remember. He was playing Goblin Slayer. He was playing Priestess, and he was like low rolling. And also, he like hasn't played the deck much. He's played the other version, so I was like kind of helping him because it was locals. And then he just cracked back and killed me. It was super depressing. I think I was playing a very strong deck. I think I was playing Yuna. I can't remember.
Is that what we call a strong deck nowadays?
Yeah.
Yuragi Yuna. All right.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's hard to point to one specific thing because we play so often here. I feel like I experience this sort of ridiculous situations all the time. Oh, every time I pull out Fate, every time I pull out 8-bar, I have this like ludicrous consistency, and I just eat a bunch of damage and lose. I mean, so every game I've ever played Fate, every time I've ever played Fate, it almost became a joke. It's like, oh, Carmen's playing Fate tonight. That's a fucking free win right there. Like it doesn't matter what I do, I always end up like eating garbage.
I mean, that's what happens when you don't have a 3-3 event to just like say no to all those scenarios.
Yeah.
Oh,
you get hit to 3-3, 3-2 too early. You're done, kid.
Yeah, your 3-3 finisher is no longer in the deck. So, unfortunate. All right, Dean, you gotta share a good one.
Which one, dude? I know like 5.
Do you have like a super memorable one?
Have you talked about the one with Cameron from Worlds? Or not Cameron? Who killed you from 2-0 or something?
That was
1-5 with Sal.
That was the Worlds report.
Yeah.
Okay.
I can do that one. That was like the most recent one. That was actually probably like almost the most absurd. It wasn't like the most frustrating because I was already like what was I 2-2 at Worlds because it ended at 2-3, right? So I already knew I couldn't top. It's like, it's whatever. I'm just here to play out the last game. I was tempted to not even play, but oh god, I'm having PTSD from Chicago now.
Damn.
Yeah. So my hand is double book, and I have 2 shots in a 16 card deck. So triple Amelia puts me at a 1 card in deck. And there's only 2 shots in the deck, like I said. So I go attack with the first Amelia, top check 4 clean, trigger shot. Top check 4 clean, trigger shot. Top check 4 clean, trigger. It doesn't even matter anymore. I can only refresh because I double book in hand. I can only refresh 5. I refresh. It's like whatever. I cancel once on the next turn. I'm like looking at my hand because I had to pay 3 to Encore an Amelia, and I had an Amelia in hand. And I'm just like looking at my hand, looking at my stock, looking at my deck, and I'm like, I think the only thing I can really do in like this board state is like crash board, like I could crash 2 lanes, and then like have the Amelia in the back row, and then like keep a second Amelia in hand, and then try to mill through the deck next turn. Because I'd rather. I don't know. I felt like the like committing the book wasn't gonna do anything with like the way my hand was sculpted, and like letting him process more cards on the attack. I'm still gonna be like as far behind, but not like at. I might cancel once, right? Like I shouldn't be eating like giant chunks of damage. On my second attack, I trigger a book, and I'm just like, oh shit, am I gonna die now? I'm like 1-5, but I'm feeling like pretty I'm feeling like something bad's about to happen. And I hit him to 2-0. He clock draws. Mind you, I'm like, because of the book trigger, I think I'm like 3-20 now, roughly, roughly 3-20. I was gonna be 4-20, which is 1-5, not the best, but we shouldn't be dying from that.
4-20 is also the magic number, so
Yeah, you're right. Confirmed. It's like 4-20, you can still cheese cancels, right? But this guy goes lash. No, not the lash. It's the what's it called?
The restander.
Yeah, the
Strike?
restander.
Yeah,
He
Xenon.
plays the early
Or-
play,
Yeah.
and then he puts down a Yuki with a gold bar, and then just a random card. It doesn't even matter what it was. He slams the gold bar combo, attacks with the Sin on, gets a soul trigger, so it's for 5. I'm like, well, I don't think I'm winning this game anyway.
Oh, this was an open lane?
Yeah, this is an open lane because I had to
Oh,
crash
no.
the turn before. Because my hand was just like complete garbage. I was falling apart this game. Okay. He swings into the open lane for 5, and I'm like, oh shit. I guess I E5. Well, I still have 3 cancels. We can live. We can cheese this. The next swing is it's the Yuki. It searches 2 non-soul triggers, gets a soul trigger on its attack, so swinging for 3. I eat the 3. Okay, well, I just ate 8. But I kind of wasn't in a good deck state, but I still have cancels in deck. It's whatever. I should cancel the next 2 because this guy's gonna be like 3 and 6, right? That's what he's swinging for. Discards, hits a climax on the 3rd card milled. Swings for 3. I eat it. Okay, well, I've ate 11 now. Starting to get a little concerned. He's just doing vanilla swings, but I still have 3 climaxes in deck. Maybe I can early play a couple rems and not early play. Maybe I can play down some rems and heal and take back control of this game. Swings for 6.
Ooh.
Into the open lane. I eat it. The bottom 3 cards of my deck are climaxes.
Oh, no.
This is at Worlds. I traveled to Japan to have that game. I think that's what makes it the best.
Oh man.
That's...
Yeah, let's see. I think the most recent one I had was just
4 years ago. I was learning to play the game.
I was gonna say, kid doesn't have bad
Pretty
yeah,
accurate.
No,
yeah.
It doesn't low roll.
No, this past shop challenge in FTG, man, dude, that Konosuba player, I forgot his name, but
David?
just a top 4 match I was playing against him, and then I was playing Fate, and it's Konosuba versus Fate's not a really great matchup for Fate because my top end basically does nothing, and then I can't restand with caster because if they hold foreclosure, it just locks me out of having a finishing turn. So my only real game plan is literally just loop heal and hope for good compression. Yeah. And so I'm at 2-0. I'm at 2-0 and if you look at the board in my hand, you're yeah, kid's in a really strong lead here. My hand sit up to just constantly loop free fresh every turn, and I'm crashing my board into his early play stuff, and I'm I'm totally fine with that because I'm he swings in for 3 against my deck that's basically half climaxes. No damage is ever gonna stick. Of course, this blessed man just comes out of nowhere, and then hits me from 2-0 to 3-3 in one go, and I'm okay, I guess that's gonna happen. And so I'm stuck at 3-3 after only having 1 turn at 2-0, and I was just what the hell's going on here? I free fresh again, and I'm in a pretty solid deck again. I'm 1-3 or something, and then I just immediately died in the following turn after that. I was all right, I guess this was a game. I just have no idea what happened in that game. I just had the worst shuffle ever or something. It was so bad. I don't even understand how I just eat 10 damage straight. That was a pretty meme game.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. But yeah, you can see how strong this guy is if you our newest video, our commentary video. Dude, every game was like that against that guy, where both players were just like randomly taking 5 to the face every turn. That was good.
That's the real way to play Vice.
It is. It is. That's why Batman Ninja #1. Make sure to invest in
Accelerate,
Batman Ninja.
accelerate
Number
game
one.
state.
Accelerate the game state, dude. Hell yeah, dude.
Oh
It's the
man.
only way.
Okay, so the last little topic here we have is before we like get into like the game match commentary stuff. Is Carmen actually wrote a little blog post? Is that what it is, basically?
Yeah,
I wouldn't
yeah.
call it little. The
Yeah,
blog
it's
post
not
is
little.
fairly
It's not
long and
little.
in-depth.
Yeah, I guess I can throw it down in the chat. Definitely don't look at this now. It's really long. But yeah, I've sort of been kicking around this for like a lot of the things in this article for a long time. I mentioned it on the first video I was on after Nats, but I came from a really long time in the Melee community. Doing a lot of community work for them. I was a player. I was like the streamer. I also ran tournaments and stuff in Pittsburgh. And I did that for a really long time, like 6 years, like all throughout college and after college. And then basically like dropped it and started playing Weiss. And like I've been kicking around a lot of those ideas for a long time. So I just wanted to put it like all down. And there's a lot of benefits. I think the biggest one for me coming into this is we don't have the every competitive community has it, but card games in general I don't think have the pure toxic meritocracy that
You must have never played Yugioh.
Yeah, I was about to say.
I was gonna say maybe Yu-Gi-Oh you have it, but yeah, I think Melee is the worst with that for sure. I don't think the rest of the fighting game community is as bad. But like Melee is really bad with that stuff, and it's been really nice to sort of get out of that. Like you don't have to worry about people like making fun of you for being washed. Like you know, like you got top 8 the previous week at your local, and then you come in and you're like down 2 stocks and like round 2 losers. And you're just like, oh no, like I'm not gonna have any friends anymore after this match when I lose. Which is real shit. It's real shit. Yeah, like that stuff's gross. So it's nice to not be in a community where that's a thing anymore. But there's a lot in the article. I carried over a lot. I think I talked about this before too. The just sort of like the way I approach this coming in from the bottom, where it's like it's always about the journey, right? Can't be focused on the wins, the result, stuff like that. And like just sort of like knowing how to like grind the game, like because Melee has so much upfront that you had to grind for. I was basically willing to like throw a bunch of time in up front for basically no return, but it helped a lot in the long run. So I guess that's like the primer on it.
Yeah, one cool thing I think you brought up in the article, I think this is what I thought of, but I was so swamped with work today I forgot to write it down, is like how in this game, like compared to like us coming, or like Miko and I kind of came from the FTG or whatever, I used to grind Street Fighter 4 a lot and stuff like that, and would like play at a lot of local events in Southern California. But one thing that like TCGs are different in those type of games is that like it's not like how good you are like that week to be proven how good you are. It's more of like the consistency overall, like through each season or whatever. Of playing.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter if you've placed like 4th like 5 times in a row. No one's gonna think you're like washed up or anything like that. They're just gonna be like, that player's really good because he consistently tops like every major event.
Yeah.
And shit like that.
Always has good placings.
Yeah.
Okay, always loses locals.
No,
Oh, yeah,
fuck.
you could be Dean.
I brought that up too, dude. It's like I had a whole thing. It's like when someone tries to bring up locals results from 4 months ago in a discussion or something like that. It's like it's good to not have stuff like that. Like
That's what card games are built on, dude.
No,
That's
it's nothing like Melee, dude, where you try to talk about a matchup and it's like, but you lost 6 months ago in like my friend's basement. Like,
Don't know the Luigi matchup, dude.
You didn't come.
I haven't
from,
played as
like-
much Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, I haven't
Yeah,
played as much
Yu-Gi-Oh!
Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yu-Gi-Oh is not only the most toxic community, but I think the cool thing is like, now I'm not going to tell people to like leave shit on tables, But Vice is the only game I've ever like left something on a table and then been able. I mean, I guess I've only played like the 2 games in actual tournaments, Yu-Gi-Oh and Vice. But like you leave like a card on the table and like look around and your card is gone. like you could still be sitting there and your card disappears from in front of you. In Vice,
shit.
I've like went back to a table around later and found stuff. Vice players. Yeah, they tend to be more trusting. It's pretty good.
Dude, that reminds me. Sorry, go ahead, Carmen.
Well, I think that's one thing I realized almost immediately after making this public that I didn't touch on is Melee's like sort of the same way. I think all FGC stuff is kind of the same way. You can be pretty trusting. No, you don't have to have to worry about having your shit taken and stuff like that.
Oh yeah,
that's very rare.
Yu-Gi-Oh is notorious for you have like stories of people crawling under tables to like grab people's bags from underneath their feet and stuff. There's some wild stories.
I have a really good wild story too. My friends told me because I never got into the competitive Yu-Gi-Oh scene or anything like that because I only played Yu-Gi-Oh when like there was 2 boosters out and I was like in middle school. They were telling me how they were at some like a regional or something and there was like a 2-level like hotel, right? So there's an upstairs and downstairs. And some guy upstairs was talking to another guy who had a really huge trade binder. And I was like, yo, can I see your trades? And so the guy's like, yeah, sure, here you go. And he's like sitting across the other side of the table. And then the guy hands the guy the binder who's next to the balcony area. And he's like, starts looking at it. And then all of a sudden he just chucks the binder over to another guy on the bottom floor. And this guy catches it and just fucking runs and books it out of the place. And like the guy is just
so
like,
funny.
What the fuck just happened? Oh man, I don't remember how it ended. I think the guy who was running off with the binder ended up getting caught by like security or something. But yeah, like just stories like that always pop up about the Yu-Gi-Oh community, which is like the most wildest shit ever. And then like
it's because they're fucking weebs, dude. Like
yeah.
Dude, I guess I don't know if they're like even considered.
Well, have you heard stories from the MTG community? Like, have you heard those types, like those levels of stories from the MTG community? Like, I was never really part of MTG, so I'm not really sure.
I think MTG.
It's usually always Yu-Gi-Oh.
Yeah, well, the problem with
always
MTG,
Yu-Gi-Oh for the crazy shit.
MTG is like you have to be like basically like have stocks and everything to play any format that's not standard draft.
Yeah.
And so you show up to these events and everyone has like careers and they're like stockbrokers and shit, and they're just like, yeah, this is my
this is my hobby on the side.
Yeah, this is my vintage deck. It's like worth $20,000, but whatever, you know. But yeah, usually you don't run into that very often in the MTG community because I feel like just the overall age of like the average player is just higher. So like weird stuff like
What I have heard a lot about with Magic is I've heard a lot of grimy stuff like player to player, like in mid game, whereas Weiss that doesn't exist. For the most part.
You mean like?
Are you talking about like sharking?
Not exactly sharking, like just sort of like grimy, like basically cheating stuff. I've heard a lot of, but it's a bigger game. Yeah,
like Vice
Yu-Gi-Oh's big with that too.
Vice isn't as bad. I'd say it's like a little bit rough when people play with Japanese cards because it's like somebody will like literally, like I've done it before where I'm like, this card is this, and I just don't actually know what this card does, but I've misremembered it. I think that's the problem with playing with Japanese format more than anything. But Yu-Gi-Oh is the most convoluted game. I swear to God. And everybody thinks they're a judge, or like won't take your word for it. So the game is terrible. Like, and how like complicated it is, and like the way all the timings work, and like the way like cost and effects work.
MST
negates.
There
have been so many times somebody comes to locals with Yu-Gi-Oh! Like, thank God this doesn't happen with Vice. But like people come to locals with this like deck, and I would see them in like round 3, and I'm like 3-0 or 2-0 so far. And I see these people, and they're like, I have to tell them, no, your card actually doesn't do what you think it does because that you missed the timing on this, and this card is actually dead, and you just negged like 2 by trying to play it or something.
Oh, I've always thought may instead of must. Or what was the wording on it?
Or it'd be like
or you can,
or you can't do this. It's May effects, I think. Instead
May effects miss the timing all the time. Well, back when I played, May effects used to miss time a lot because
but somebody would come in with a card that like you have to like have to be like an expert at Yu-Gi-Oh in order to like be able to read this card. And it's like it makes sense what they're trying to do, but you have to look someone in the eye and be like, I'm sorry, you can't do that. And then you have to get the judge over, and it's like a 50-50 shot if your local judge even knows how to read a Yu-Gi-Oh card. But then it's like you're that asshole that just like ruined this guy's deck mid-tournament that he thought was like doing stuff, and you're like, no, I'm sorry, your deck actually doesn't.
Your deck doesn't work.
Hey, I know another player
like,
who had his deck nerfed mid-tournament before. He's actually in his call.
Wait.
No, that was before the tournament, right?
No. That was like round 4 of the tournament. This was what, last year's Sakura Fest or whatever at Card Academy?
Oh yeah,
Dean was playing Hinalogy, and he had.
None of us knew.
Oh yeah, I got emergency nerfed.
Yeah, deck was OP.
Emergency nerfs.
Yeah, I was visiting my brother, and I couldn't make it to that Sakura Fest, and then we found out later that Japan actually changed the rulings, like in the rule book, so the card interaction would not do what we thought it did because people were abusing it so much in Japan. And,
That's funny.
Yeah.
Nobody in Japan stopped me when I was doing it, so I just assumed that it was good. Like, I've been to like 3 different shops and done it, and all of the people were like, yeah, it seems good. I thought with the alarm for Hinalogy that you could like fail the merge, because the keyword on the card is to merge, and then you just say, I didn't find a copy of the 3-2 in my deck, but because I attempted to merge, search. And then you could just shove like 5 markers under one card. And it turns out that wasn't the rule. That's pretty good.
Yeah. Well, before they changed it, it was the rule, and then it was abused, and then people were like, "Wait, this can't be the rule." And then they like actually updated the rules to be like, merge. The
right.
keyword merge isn't considered done until you actually put a level 3 or whatever on top of the cards that like went together. So before you know, like you were doing that stack 4 cards underneath and then change into the level 3, which was like pretty memey.
You do like 1 failed merge and then a successful merge. So you had like 1 extra marker, and which is 1,000 extra power. Pretty relevant. And then you have like 2 consolidated lanes. I don't even know why I'm explaining something that wasn't legal. I was extremely hard.
Oh man.
But stuff like that happens. I think it's like a part of just physical card games. Is like there always be like small little nuances. But the difference is like in Weiss, it's like, you know, you get judge called and you're like, oh yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't actually realize that, right? And then like we move on. And Yu-Gi-Oh, it's like, man, I destroyed that man. Like that man probably spent like $200 making this deck because he thought this would be cool, and I just nerfed it.
Yeah.
Oh man! I mean, speaking of like rulings in Yu-Gi-Oh too, I remember when I just played for when I played a little bit when Spellbooks wasn't banned, because my friend was trying to get me into it, and I was like, I like to play Control and MTG, so just give me something like that. And they're like, oh, just play Spellbooks. I'm like, oh, okay. And I just like banish everything. I just remember playing on, was it Dueling Network? Is that even still around?
Oh, that's the terrible one.
Yeah, where people would be like, no, that's not what it does, and you're like, all right, let's get a judge in here because I know I'm correct. And then you have to sit there for like an hour before someone would even show up to like
battle of attrition.
Yeah. either you
give
up,
and then
or
the judge will say continue, and then the guy will immediately call a judge again.
Yeah.
Oh man, Dueling Network was so weird. Oh man. But yeah. Oh, I probably should have said this beforehand, but I mean, I guess, should we do questions now? I guess we should just do questions now, right?
I got one more thing
right,
about coming into Weiss. Yeah. I was because I did the streaming thing in Melee too. Making content for Weiss has been like a 100 times more like good and like enjoyable experience. Like not only for me as a player, but also like just doing it. It's been so much more rewarding to make Weiss content. Like I feel like as a streamer, like streamers for fighting games, or at least in Melee, you're like constantly underappreciated. You have to lug all this equipment to like a college campus every week. It's just like a terrible, terrible experience. Like the tournament's over, you've been recording all day, and like 15 minutes after you leave, and you're like finally eating after like an 8-hour day streaming, or like probably longer than that. Up, yeah, when's my vlogs up, bro? And it's like somebody who like drowned in fucking round 1 pools, and they're just like, I need to see my match. Like, oh my god, it's like the worst fucking shit ever. You're like, I don't know. You just don't get any respect, and it's like it's really hard for other people to help you because it's all the equipment's so expensive, and people don't know what they're doing, and like they'll unplug the wrong thing and like destroy everything because everybody's stream setup is like a nightmare when you have to bring it places. But it's so much easier to have people help you. You don't have to lug a bunch of stuff around. You can just put a camera on a tripod. It's all just throw a GoPro on a mic stand. It's really easy to record games. And the other thing is like, it's not that it's low effort, but it's like it's a lot faster to get out good content because good content for TCGs is good discussion, and good discussion also helps you as a player, not only like listening to it but involving yourself in it. Because when you're a streamer for like a fighting game, you don't have the time to grind and like be a good player because you have to like cut VODs and shit like that. So it's just been a so much better experience to like make content for Weiss versus for Melee.
Yeah, because like you said, when you get into like FGCs and stuff like that, or just fighting games in general, the execution barrier, you have to constantly make sure it's like there. Because like you could be good, you could be really good for a while, but then you just like be out of practice for like a month, and then you come back and you're absolutely garbage because your execution.
Yeah, your
sucks.
muscle memory's all gone. You have to. Yeah.
It's like
and then the game got updated, so all your B&Bs are no longer.
Or you play Blaze Blue, and every time there's a new game, your character's a new character. How many times have I relearned this character? Oh man.
Man, sometimes it's new patch or new rendition.
Oh yeah.
Like it's not even like a new title. It's just like what was it? Continuum Shift to Continuum Shift 2, and you're like, oh no, all my old B&Bs don't work anymore. What is this?
Yeah, this the true struggle of the FGC. Let's see here. All right. I guess if anyone has any questions for us, just throw up in chat. If you're in our Discord, there's a chat room or a question room. You can post the questions in there, and we'll just answer a few before we jump into this match video. And then after the match video, I think we'll just close it up for the night. Like I said in the beginning, there's really like nothing going on in the community lately, other than like
all the events are canceled.
Yeah, all the events were canceled, and well, yeah, because Chicago was supposed to happen. It wasn't this weekend, was it? It was next weekend, right?
Next weekend, yeah.
Yeah, Chicago was supposed to happen next weekend, stuff like that. Yeah, hopefully. What's the next event after Chicago for North America? Was it Atlanta?
Atlanta. It's gonna be canceled. There's no
it's
way.
canceled for sure.
Yeah,
I think
Toronto for sure.
There's no way Toronto's making it either.
Yeah.
White Plains isn't either.
What is it? The Canadian Prime Minister's wife just got or was just diagnosed with coronavirus, so all that stuff's probably going to get really locked down.
Oh yeah, and then I mean, I guess if we get lucky, when is the latest actual event? Is it? It's California,
I think it's
right?
It's either White Plains. Well, yeah,
White Plains.
It's either White Plains or Texas, the one we can go to. I don't know if we're actually planning to go out to Cali, but Cali's expensive, man. I don't know if I'm
well,
commit to that.
It might not be expensive.
Yeah, not if you get those cheap tickets.
You raise a good point.
Yeah.
I think New York is the worst with it right now, so I wouldn't count on White Plains either.
Yeah, White Plains is probably gone.
So unfortunate.
Yeah, how are we supposed to meme with these decks to like, wait, how am I supposed to get my stamped priestess too?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have this card. Yeah, what am I supposed to do with it?
Waiting for that Ohio reschedule.
Yeah. Actually, speaking about like these reschedules and stuff, I don't know if you guys knew this, but actually in I think did we talk about this last week? You know how JP Bouchard has an official Discord for matchmaking now?
Yeah, but
so they actually implemented a thing on there for this month where like I didn't read the entire thing because I was just like I can't do it because it says it only qualifies for people in Japan. But I guess if you play on there and you show like proof that you played on there, you can get this month's shop promos and stuff mailed to you.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, which is kind of cool that they're like going out of their way to like try to like help the community even more. Because I mean, like they had no reason to really like make this Discord server, and then now they're like providing you with shop promos and stuff for just playing on the Discord.
It's also a way to keep interest in the game right now because I'm pretty sure I don't know if you can go to a card shop in Japan right now.
You
probably not.
I'm pretty sure they're basically on lockdown. I don't know. I should ask my friends in Japan, but I haven't talked to them. Maybe they're already dead.
Pretty depressing. My goodness.
But yeah, I think that's like really cool that the JP community is like really going out there and like supporting their community. I don't think that that would really work with America very well, or North America. I don't know about Europe. Actually,
I think it's like we're just too spread out and too small.
yeah. Does Europe even have like their own Bushiroad branch, or is it just kind of like done through distributors there? Do you know?
I think it's just done through distributors. That's what it
Yeah.
sounded like.
I know
Yeah.
Australia was basically done through distributors. Because
Yeah, I
there's a
know.
Singapore
Speaking of
Japanese
things,
office, and then the U.S. office in California. But I've never heard anything about like the Europe office or anything like that. So
Yeah.
maybe they should ask around and figure out sometime. Oh yeah, but yeah. So you can throw up some questions in Discord if you want. We're gonna just start with chat here, and then if anything pops up in Discord, I'll go ahead and ask those. Oh yeah, actually, I think what's today, the 13th? Okay, yeah. All right. Wait, when was our last one? Was it? Oh, this was okay. So
Should be.
Okay, so yeah, this was actually from our Patreon supporters. So first of all, thank you all for actually supporting this channel for whatever reason.
Like, comment,
very
subscribe.
thankful. Yeah, do that. Like, comment, subscribe, and all that. But first question we have here is with Adventure Time on the horizon and hopefully 10th anniversary, and Choice being the new climax that's fully getting pulled into the English. What are your thoughts on the climax trigger as a whole, and which combo archetypes do you want to see associated with it? What do you guys think?
Interesting.
So
It's
does
okay.
Choice have a soul trigger?
It does not.
It does not have a soul trigger.
It's a 1k1 though. So
Yeah, I barely started
Yeah.
playing with it recently, and like I think I said when we first talked about it in our videos, was like it's the type of climax that could randomly become way too powerful depending on what's built around it or like what's supported with it in the set. So maybe if Bushiroad gets like crazy hard on pushing Choice like they did Standby for a while, it could become like really randomly
So-
oppressive and stuff. But I'm not really sure. It's like I feel like it's too early to tell, right? What do you think?
I know. I have not played with Choice. I do not actually know. All I know was a Grisaya that has a 1-0 with a soul counter,
With
a
the
soul
what?
trigger. I think in Grisaya there's a 1-0 with a soul trigger.
Is
ooh,
there?
that's
Oh,
pretty
Look-
spicy.
I think if we
Ooh.
start getting more 1-0s with soul triggers and we get like like a twin drive with 8 Choice, that'd be pretty good. I would play that deck.
I've played the
The soul
damage,
trigger
and I
would be
get a
on
lot
the
of
twin
stock.
drive.
Spooky. I don't like where
Damn.
this is going.
500 power. Hey, Fujimi has that, dude. It's the mom.
Because what is it? A soul trigger is only 1,000 power. You could have like level 0 2Ks with soul triggers.
We know Bushi hardly ever goes by that power thing anymore anyway.
Never,
No,
yeah.
they
Kinda
do.
bending
The
the
soul
rules a lot
trigger is
lately.
always worth 1,000 power.
Was it?
Okay,
I think it'd be
certain
really
things are
mean.
consistent, I guess.
I think it'd be really meme to start getting like level 0s and 1 soul triggers and
Soul
just
trigger.
like
Just for choice deck.
Just for choice, so you can have a billion stock.
I have played 8 Fork 10th anniversary, and it feels really good when you're all in. It feels a lot worse when it's just a 4 of. Like I was playing like Pants Choice, Gate Choice. Like I've been playing a bunch of different random 10th anniversary stuff. It definitely feels really awesome when you have like all this twin drive and it's like all 8 triggers. Like 8 choice is really good. It doesn't feel as good when it's only 4 because you like randomly trigger and it's like, oh, this is bag when I need it or a plus when I need it. But you know, it's not as good when it's not as consistent. And you need to have twin drive. It's like a must, I think, for making the most out of the card.
So you can pay out the choice and then immediately trigger a second one.
Well, on your second card, right?
No,
You
no,
keep
on the
going,
first card. It's always on the first card.
and you can move it down.
Oh man. Speaking of like level 1s with like soul icons and stuff, usually like level 1 supports that are like semi powerful, like sometimes like, oh yeah, this is actually reasonable to play, but it's like still not there. Like I guess like choice pushes that kind of profile too, right? Like 1/1 supports with choice or with those triggers and stuff like that.
How does choice help that? Why would you not play a 2/1 support?
Oh, because like you have the option to play into the 1/1s, kind of like a standby, sorta.
Yeah.
And like you can either add it to your hand or you can just like stock charge it later when it's useless, right? Oh, the train's back. Fun. Yeah, but is there anything else about choice that's like seems really solid now, or Still kind of like
No, it just makes you more like prone to stock swap.
Yeah.
no, it's anti-stock swap. It's just a gate.
Anti.
Confirmed. I don't know. I always like. I still haven't played with the choice, so I don't know. But like the selectivity seems like to me. Like the fact that
it's like it feels like it's a lot better, but even then, I shouldn't even say better.
It feels like a worse. It feels like a bootleg gate with like
Yeah.
a bootleg bag.
Yeah. It's half and half.
Yeah.
Gate bag.
But even then, like the extra stock sometimes is pretty relevant. So I think it's still like it's okay.
Yeah,
I just don't think we've seen like too many like choice combos come around that are really like super like you just look at it and you're like, holy shit, this is fucking amazing.
Well, and that's what I was gonna say about the second part, right? It's like I don't think we've seen a combo yet that takes as much advantage of it as we could. I guess that Alice and Kirito, since it gets twin drive and the plus and all that stuff on attack, maybe that's the most synergistic that we have.
They could print. You know how they recently printed like the blue gate like ditch salvage mechanic?
Yeah.
They got choice trigger where it's like literally when you trigger choice, pay one, salvage anything you want, or pay one, search for whatever.
Let's not do that.
Yeah, that seems
a little too good. Let's not do that.
11th anniversary Sal.
11th anniversary.
Oh man.
It seems a little too good there.
South
But I mean, yeah,
10.5
Standby
coming
also
tomorrow.
was in the same spot, right? Like Standby took a couple months to really take off because like when Standby initially dropped, I think like what the only real Standby deck was like Bang Dream or something, and
I
like
think it was,
Maybe
well,
Holmes.
Bang Dream was the first one, but I don't think it was very good. I think the
Yeah.
first like good deck was Sword Art Online, right?
yeah,
Like you can do like abuse Switch and like other stuff, and then like Japan played
Kimono.
Oh yeah, Kimono was good too. You could abuse like Standby Gate and stuff like that.
Prilia.
Shut up.
Yeah, well they did that for a little bit. Yeah, but it wasn't really until they started pushing it really hard towards the end of its lifespan of Standby being literally the best trigger in the game, that it got like really really dumb. And now I think it's like they kind of more power balance around Standby. Kind of sucks.
They started printing like more tech cards to
yeah,
to
they
really
went
print
really
by.
hard. Like Psychono dropped, and like there was like 20 different ways to kill early plays at like level 1, and you're like, oh, okay.
Anniversary did the same shit.
Yeah.
They started printing like 2-2. They started making like level 2s worse in the standby,
which was really dumb. But
Yeah.
They're like, man, these level 2s are too good. And they started making like the level 3s worse too, right? Like they're not like, oh wow, maybe we shouldn't have this Austin that memory shoots anything and like most of the standby sets. Oh, that card is so disgusting.
It's pretty good.
This next question here is, what's the most memorable comeback in a game you have ever had, either in a positive for you or against you? I'm gonna be right back really quick, so you guys can talk about this really quick. All right.
I have
Most
no
memorable comeback.
Oh man,
It's so hard to come back in Weiss sometimes.
it really is.
Like when you
I
have
actually have a recent story against my good buddy Carmen here.
oh no.
I think we were playing like online Discord Weiss. What was the matchup? I think I was playing Review and you were playing what now? Was it ReZero?
I cannot remember.
Yeah.
For
You were probably drunk that game.
I was probably drunk. Yeah, it's really hard for me to play webcam Weiss and be sober because I really dislike it. In general, I only like playing with people I know, or like the card games Discord's pretty good. People playing there, yeah. So I don't remember specifically. I do remember you just like.
I think I was at like 2-1 or 2-2.
Yeah, I had like Rem and Felt on the board. No, it was definitely ReZero, right? Like I had like the nut level 2, like Rem and Felt on the same board, and I think you killed me. I was from 2-3.
Yeah,
like with. I
think I even actually was speaking to you the whole time. I'm like, well, I think I lost this game because I was like a level ahead of you. You were like 2-3. I was like 3-3 or something. And
you got like,
well, I gotta play to my outs. Double icy
Yeah.
tail. You sack counter one, but even then, like the one icy tail just completely fucked you over.
Yeah. I ate like 3. I ate it, and then like the next one got 2. I canceled that, and then like you swung in twice, and I died.
Yeah. Cool game.
What did we get
I
through?
guess.
Or go ahead.
Oh god, I have like two that were pretty memorable from Japan. Oh god. One was, I think, I don't know if this is what like sparked the passing turn for tempo, but I was playing against a guy who was playing Goblin Slayer. And I was playing my Vivid Strike deck, which isn't, it's pretty old. It's dated at this point. And at like one turn he torched my Brainstorm up, and then he like used the duffel bag again and torched up my other Brainstorm. So I lost both of my Brainstorms in a turn. I went like -5 in a turn. I went, holy shit. like I'm already not winning, but this is like crippling. Because the way that the Japanese players will play Goblin Slayer is they'll like tri-field the and then they'll like slam a standby to like put out the support that's like a global 1K. And you're just like, I can't fight this board anymore, right? It's already hard to fight the board, but now it's
like my opponent drops Torch, he can give 2K backup somewhere, and then he also got a 2K backup off the Torch.
Yeah,
what can I do?
like I was like struggling the entire game, but then I'm like staring at like my 2-card hand, and I'm like looking at this guy's deck. I'm like, this guy is so compressed. It is disgusting. And if I swing into it, there's no way I'm sticking any damage. So my only out in this like game state is I am 3-0 and he is like 3-0. I'm like, I have to pass turn because he is forced into a new deck state that is worse than his current one. And I actually ended up winning that game off of that turn because like he had like, I think he was like 3 and like 6. And like because he was forced to like refresh his deck, it's like he had more chances for things to go wrong and then me to be able to thread the damage I needed. So I felt like that was like a super like pretty hype cool comeback where like I'm like bleeding hand and my only option is to pass turn at level 3. But then I also want to take a minute to just revel in the fact that I destroyed some Psychono players' dreams when I was in Japan.
Always feels good. Hate that deck.
I was 3-6, and he was gonna refresh and be like 1-2 almost, or he's gonna be like 1-3.
Just Psychono thing.
Yeah, he was gonna refresh like 8 and like 20. And
cool deck.
And he for some reason decided to leave 1 card left in deck when he was 2-1 and I was 3-6. So I slammed down triple of the shuffle 3 back in.
Ooh. Ooh, that's pretty good.
I just like swing 5. Oh, it's stuck because you have 10 straight damage in your deck. And then I was like thinking about my soul triggers. I'm like, I have so many soul triggers in this deck. Do I side attack this level 1 to get exact lethal? And I'm like, if I don't get a soul trigger in the next 2 attacks, then I lose. But I think my deck is like 65 to 70% soul triggers at this point. So I get the soul trigger. I'm a good player. I get exact lethal on this guy from 2-1 to dead with 3 swings because he left 1 card in deck. That felt so good. Because I was like sitting and I'm like, I can't play the game anymore. Like this guy's 2-1. He's gonna just triple cancel every turn. Oh, he left 1 card in deck. He fucked up. Okay. Easiest game of my life. Oh, shit, I think he was probably a little horrified by that because he's just like so confused that he died.
He probably saw the blue card and he's just like, wait a minute, what does that card do? Oh shit.
Yeah, your top end's just so malleable, so like it's really hard to like play around anything really, right?
Yeah, I had the 3-7 event in hand, and I'm like, I guess I just shuffle 9 back in.
Oh man, did you already go, Nico, when I was gone, or?
Yeah, I did.
Okay. Dang, comebacks.
Every time he plays.
Every time.
Every single time.
It's more like every time I play Dean, like. Just the most memorable comeback to me was the one where like we go for singles for Chicago and we literally play each other round 1. And I'm like, well, this sucks. And then I'm like opening hand, no zeros, pass turn. I'm like, oh no, this is getting worse. And I know Dean's not an idiot, so like this game's gonna be hard. And then it gets back to my turn. Draw a clock, draw 2, no zeros, discard a card. I think I just lost this game. I was playing Sunshine. Well, I guess Sunshine has that crazy comeback factor anyway, built into the game itself, or the deck itself. And then, like, after passing turn twice, like, I somehow killed Dean, and I was just like,
It wasn't somehow. It was post refresh.
Oh, was it random top check burn 3?
Oh, well, the random top check burn 3 wasn't the most disgusting part about that game was I couldn't find a brainstorm. I played like 3 brainstorms. I never saw one somehow the entire game. And then my hand, because the Kazumi engine sucks ass, I swear to God. It's like the most like loopable combo, but like you just get like you get to deck states where you're like, I don't want to mill my deck, but my combo means that my hand is straight events that force me to mill my deck. So I'm on a brand new deck and I have like 4 stars in hand. That's it. I don't have any fucking playables. And I go star, 3 climaxes straight. Oh. Interesting. Okay, second star, 2 climaxes and a character. I've lost this game. I still don't know where the fuck my brainstorms are. And then I don't have the ability to get through my deck, so I just lose. And then it was even better because on the final turn, I like trigger the last climax in my deck, and it's a gate. And I'm like, I have like 5 cards in deck. I just need to grab my free fresh counter. Wait, my free fresh counter is in my 5-card deck. Interesting. I guess I'm free. So yeah, that was a fuck you, kid.
I mean, yeah, out of all my like random comebacks and stuff, or like even being played against, it's like that's the most memorable to me because of how stupid it was. Like I had no business winning that game, but it was just like super, just pure luck.
I think the most memorable game against you was where like I think it was like the week before you're like probing us and you're like, if I open triple Futaba, do I just play all 3?
Oh yeah.
And we were in some shop challenge and I'm like, I open triple Futaba turn 1. Let's try it. I think it was like unstoppable for you, but like then I still somehow lost and I'm like,
yeah, dude, that was a funny discussion. Like literally, I can't believe it literally happened like so soon after that. Like when we were like on Bang Dream and Persona 5 during that time, right?
Yeah, it was like,
yeah, we're just talking about how like no deck can handle a 3/5 level 1, and we're just like, you know, it'd be really funny.
Or it's very difficult.
Yeah, it's very hard for them without like committing so much to the board. So and like we're just like, okay, if you go first, you can only attack once, but you open up triple Futaba. Is the play just to play triple Futaba because they're most likely gonna neg, and if not, you're just like, whatever. I lost the character I was gonna lose anyway. And then
losing 3 on turn.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you either lose 3. It's just like a really high rolling thing. Because I mean, at that time, you knew exactly most of the decks couldn't handle that. So it was just like, unless you're playing against some like random person that was playing like 4K Kokoro or something, your 3/5 Futaba was gonna live.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was really funny, and it was really funny that it did happen. I don't know if I would do that nowadays, but it was just such a good discussion.
Oh,
yeah.
If you were against Fate, you probably would, right?
Yeah, Fate.
Like if you went against Fate, I would try Field of Futaba.
I'd be so spooked depending on how many like 3/5 drop searchers they run.
No, you can't be spooked.
Yeah, you're right. Fuck it, just play.
Or what about Goblin Slayer?
Goblin
Slayer?
They could kill one lane, but they wouldn't be able to kill the other 2.
Yeah.
Yeah, they'd have to open up like at least a 2K beater plus Sword Maiden, right?
Yeah.
You guys are fucking shit. So what Goblin Slayer does is it opens up Brainstorm in the back row. So then they tri-field you, and then they trigger 3 events, and then they look you in the face and tell you to get fucked.
Christ.
And then they can't Goblin Slayer level 1 combo you because they're all in stock.
Oh, they just pay them out later,
Yeah.
Pay for
obviously.
Encore.
Yeah.
Pay 3.
God damn it. Oh man.
Oh man.
All
Fuck
right.
this game.
I hate this game.
All right, here's a good non-Weiss question. Do you guys prefer a waifu or a harem in your anime fandom?
What?
Like, I guess do you prefer like harem anime, or do you kind of like the pure maiden waifu type of?
I like the one character.
Yeah, waifu, yeah.
Yeah.
Wow, no two
Harem's a
love
little-
stands in this room. What's going
What?
on?
I like Tenchi. Harems are good.
I did just spend all day reading Quince.
Oh,
Oh my
no.
God.
I'm sorry for the loss of your time.
Why?
Yeah.
I still don't understand why you would do that to yourself.
I don't know, dude. I was bored. I'm up to date on all my other manga. I was now with the, I can't leave my house. Like, what am I supposed to do?
Oh, you know what? Actually,
Oh, no.
let's see
Dean's,
here.
like,
Internet?
play Monster Girl Quest.
What was oh, okay. Obviously, we all should actually.
I'm back,
Oh,
I
you
think.
DC'd? Oh, your camera froze. You might. Oh, there it goes.
Nah, he's
back,
Yeah,
yeah.
he's back. He's back. Now.
But
He's back. He's-
clearly, we all should be preferring Harem because the next anime of the century is coming out soon. Nico knows what I'm talking about. I think Carmen might know even. It's called
Anime of the
Ryu
Century is already
Healer.
coming out.
Oh no!
God.
I'm reading that.
It's
Oh
so
my
bad.
god, it's so bad.
I don't
It's
know how
like
to
that,
do
dude.
an anime.
it's
I
everything
don't
that's
know.
wrong with like isekai and modern super tropey anime. It's the worst.
I think I read
How are
like
they gonna
18
animate it?
chapters of that manga, and I was like, how? Just like I don't want to critique the guy too bad because obviously I'm not a writer, but at the same time I'm just like, this is really
How will they animate it? Like, okay, so the first episode of Goblin Slayer, how do they animate any episode of Redo of Healer?
Dude, it's just
Like-
gonna be a black screen. You gotta buy the Blu-rays.
Yeah, dude,
Oh
black
my
screen.
god.
Why is that
Const-
supposed to be the best when the best anime ever is literally coming out right now this season?
No, shut the fuck up, Dean.
Reviewers, dude.
Reviewers
The good
great
shit, dude.
anime.
Dude, we got
That is
it.
the
That
best
needs a
anime
Weiss
ever
set. That needs a Weiss set.
I would day one max rarity. All of you guys know it. It would actually happen.
I
Dang,
believe
That
you
would be so
I've
funny.
been buying the merch. It's like keychains and stuff, and I'm like, I guess I'll give them money. I have to.
I guess if
Too good.
Reviewers gets an anime, then I guess Redo of Healer can easily get an anime.
I guess.
Well,
Well,
look
okay,
the
so the
manga
thing
for
that-
reviewers,
yeah,
and it's like normal, but then they
yeah,
make it go.
the manga is like not like that at all. And then you see the anime and you're like, oh,
Damn,
this is-
that was
this is
pretty
just-
good.
this is porn. Yeah. It's really funny though. Like, what did I hear somebody call it? It's like what is it? It's like a hentai sitcom or something. I heard that get thrown around. That was
What is
pretty
the
funny.
Monster Girl Quest sequel?
Yeah, it's MGQ sequel.
All right, so let's see. For English, do you go level 3 Yukina Birdcage or level 3 Rinko / Lisa combo in a like Roselia like band deck?
Man, I think
Or I
Rinko
guess
Lisa
Steam Deck
costs
or
too much
whatever.
resources, right?
Well, I mean, if you can play toilets.
Yeah, I'd still probably go for Yukina.
Yukina
I would
sucks.
say
It doesn't
I
count.
would I would say
You're
Yukina,
right,
but I've
Yukina
never
doesn't-
killed anyone with
No,
Yukina.
Yukina doesn't kill people. Yukina sets you up for the kill turn.
It's
after
yeah, that's
Yukina.
right. That's right.
Because she heals.
Yeah.
That's right.
Right.
Like you know how many times I've seen people live against double Yukina Musashi when Dean's playing?
What,
Oh,
yeah,
yeah.
dude, and they're like
Every
a
time.
3-2 or 3
Yeah, they start the
thing,
turn
and you're
like-
just like, what's going on?
No one dies to that board. I end up
I
killing them the
loved
turn
in New
after.
York when like people are like Dean's got like 10 stock in his hand. There's no way he loses. And then I'm like, how many did you lose? Like 4? I'm gonna fail to get lethal this turn.
Oh, man.
my god.
Man, I love
It's
watching
ridiculous.
Dean low roll. It's like the
Yeah,
best thing
Dude,
ever.
even low roll, I went 8-1 that day.
But it's still hilarious. You're just like looking over there and like, how does Dean literally lose from this unlosable position? Oh, his opponent just canceled 12 times. I guess that can happen.
With 4 in deck.
Yeah.
What is Rinko? Pay 3 ditch a Roselia character?
It's pay 3
Right?
dish Roselia character restand, I think. And that's
And,
why I said, I just don't think you have
That's
enough
so
stock
much
or
to get burned
resources.
once.
Well, the Lisa's on attack pitch
Pay
Roselia, so it's
pay
the
one,
same. It's spread out a little better, but you can play the toilet on the
Is it spread out
Lisa.
better? Because no, your soul triggers fuck you.
Well, you can I was thinking just because you can play the toilet on the Lisa, and toilet kicks every time she attacks.
Yeah.
So
that's like
she'll
the-
refill your hand as you go. Yeah,
Yeah. Is Rinko
So I don't
top
know.
3 also? So the Rinko's
yeah.
top
They
three as well?
they both top check.
Oh no.
Yeah.
I would just play Yukina because I have the expensive climaxes. But...
Yeah, hell yeah, dude.
Yeah, you're right.
But I don't know which one's actually better. If you want to,
I think Yukina is overall better personally, just because I think at the end of the day,
it's less of like having to like have like 4 different cards in your hand, even if like Rinko finds cards for you.
But Rinko can swing into an empty field.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, but
No. Yeah, it's the end of this card's attack. Yeah.
Because they were gonna take the damage anyway.
Yukina heals.
Ooh, broken. All right.
Heals are better than top checks sometimes. I don't know.
Occasionally.
Until I need the climax, and then it sucks.
Yeah.
Something tells me fielding the Musashi in the third lane is worse than Rinko Lisa. Like, just something in my gut tells me that. Like, Yukina Musashi is just better than, like, Rinko Lisa Musashi.
Yeah.
Didn't we have the
As
numbers
a finisher board.
I don't know. I've never seen the.
I don't know. Ian has him somewhere.
Hit
him up, yeah. There's a chart
back there.
Yeah.
Don't the Musashis make the chart math hard, though? I thought. I don't know.
They do, kind of. But, yeah. Dude, why are we talking about this? Like I told Ian earlier today in his video. Dude, it's a fucking 50-50 every time. You either get
you
there
either
or you
die.
don't.
Yeah.
You die or you don't.
Like, why are we doing math? It's just always a 50-50. That's how it works, dude.
That's the best way to look at things.
Might lose, might win. Sounds cool.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you skipped over a question, right?
Did I?
Oh, yeah.
You could add one ability to a card in Adventure Time. What would it be?
Kaban.
Oh my god.
Ooh.
No, I'll do you one better. I want to do you from Charlotte.
Ooh. any form of anti-ping one that can't be easily hated against.
That would that not? No, that would probably go against the flavor of the set. Because I'm assuming bacon pancakes is going to be a level 3 combo, and it's going to have to burn.
Wait, what if bacon pancakes comes with an event that just like?
No, we already know bacon pancakes, dude.
Oh, is it just?
It's an on-attack buff. It's an on-attack buff, dude.
It's the demo deck.
What do you mean? It's broken. It's a vanilla and bacon pancakes, dude. Swings in at 4/5. It's broken.
It's OP.
Very strong combo.
You know the Miki 1-0 from OG IMAS?
No.
That summons the 3/2 Yo at 1. I want that, but
Oh, I know. Yeah, I had that.
Wait a minute. Isn't that like you have to like ditch a climax, clock a climax?
No, it's something like is it that?
It's something
It's
absurd.
like you have to ditch the climax.
It's just like the Yami, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's worse.
You gotta pay.
It's
worse than the Yami.
Oh, is it pay 3 the 1-0? I don't know why. We have access to the internet. We're not looking this up. I don't know why.
Since standby is like so prevalent, and I want them to be completely incompetent with Adventure. I want it to be the most busted asset I've ever touched in my entire life, but we'll never get a ban list for it.
Of course.
I want it to be tier 0. I want it to be like the Miki 1-0 into the 3/2 Yo package, but like cost like only 1 stock in playing the climax, and I want it to be on a stock soul.
Why do people even ask us these questions? It's like, yeah, and I want it to change at level 0, and if you start with an opening hand, it just comes to the board.
Like the Miki. It has to have hand on core like the Miki. So its only bad matchup is Konosuba's 1-0 anti-change counter and Batman Ninja's 1-1 anti-change counter.
I want Adventure Time to be.
Is it really a bad matchup if the card has built-in hand on core?
Well, no. Wait. Oh, you're right. Well, look, it's not for me to decide. It's not for me to decide what their bad matchup is. People just have to adapt.
Oh my god!
Well, you have to play them from hand, so it's like a minus, just like putting it on the board, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then they're going to eat so much damage, they'll be ready to early turn anyway, right? Because they're going to go from like 0-3-1 because you just like triple Yo with 1-0.
All right.
Bushiroad, hire Dean. As you can see, he's got the best balance decisions you could possibly make.
He's hired us all, dude. Make sure your set sells, like I said. That set
just make Adventure Time Neo standard with Attack on Titan. There you go.
What I wanted from Disgaea, if they did like what I wanted from Disgaea, but that's 2 effects they would have to print.
What was it?
Oh, I want some set that can stack cards on top of your opponent's deck that also has access to stock swap.
Oh my god.
Calm down, sir.
Oh no.
That would be broken. I like to
It's like a
top deck
Fumio,
Reaver
but
That is not
Climax,
okay.
and then
I want stock swap for memory. That's what I want.
No.
I want stock swap
Card
for
that
memory,
can
dude.
just literally read like pay 1, send all of your opponent's memory to graveyard.
You
Waiting.
can't have that. I play Kimono.
Oh fuck
Yeah.
you, dude.
I just want a card that says you pay 1, play this card, Saikana loses the game.
If this card is in memory, no, Pure Iron Wall. That's all we need, right? Do you guys even know what that does?
Isn't it like you stop all spells, right?
No cards can be banished.
Oh.
Ooh. No cards
Imperial
can go to
Order is what I was thinking of. Okay.
Yeah. That would be pretty dank, because like it'd be like a 1/1 that says no cards can be banished, and then you stare at like Saikano and they can't play the game. Be beautiful.
I would like
I hate that set.
I don't know how many. Wait, no, do any of you played? Have you any of you played Magic or anything before?
I have
little
played
bit. Very,
Magic
very,
at one
very
point.
little bit.
Or do you guys know like Leyline of?
Yeah, ley lines.
I would
Yeah.
like effects where it's like if you have this in your opening hand, do a following effect. Show it to your opponent.
That'd be
do a following
cool,
effect.
yeah.
Like something like, oh, there is a Sphinx card or something in Standard right now. I forget where it's like if you open up it with it in your hand, you reveal it to your opponent, then you like scry 3 or something. You know, I think that would be like a really cool effect to like just add in Weiss, just some weird effect that involves having to like hard mulligan for certain things like that. Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know how broken it could be depending on what's like on it, but it'd be like a new interesting effect that people could like mess around with, or in like
We're gonna get split color climaxes, dude. That's what's coming in Adventure Time.
Damn.
Quirky and crazy. You get gate and pants on the same card, or it's
Holy
like
shit.
gate with a soul trigger.
You can't play the climax unless you have both colors in level in
Yeah.
or whatever. And we'll have a really broken like level 1. Easy. Had to play red green, these horrible color combinations or something.
Yeah.
Would you have to have both colors? You said.
Yeah, you have to have
You
both
couldn't
colors.
have
But
one or the other. It would just have to be both.
So they
colors.
just level lock it with 0/6 and you can't play the game.
Yeah.
yeah. That's why you make it a finisher climax combo.
But the upside to that is you get to like clock to level, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You get to like kick to level for your finisher. It's a 4-color climax.
Oh God. That'd be really funny.
Holy
It'd be
shit.
funny. It'd be like one of the Milky Holmes Party Pack cards. It just has like a bunch of different triggers
It
on
has
it.
everything. Yeah.
All right, I'm gonna take some from chat now. I think that's it from Discord. Oh wait, hold on. Let me. Yeah, that's basically it from Discord. So we'll take a few from chat now before we move on here. Let's see. So one is from was it Buspic? I don't know how to read. TCG. What's y'all's opinion on the top end choices for Grisaya? They all suck, right? Like.
I mean, there's the Machina.
Early play Musashis are great because you start to kill your opponent even earlier. That's why what's his face, the guy from Guilty Crown, is like the most fucking.
He's broken.
You're right.
Broken. Early plays 5 or less cards in deck. Broken.
Hell yeah! So you just decompress yourself, but for the cost of decompressing yourself, you kill your opponent. So you just win, easy.
Broken.
What happens if they play around Musashi by eating it?
No.
Oh shit! Not
That's
bad.
pretty broken.
I think like I said earlier, I think the only like really spicy top is like the standby Michiru, and that's like about it.
Yeah.
Everything else seems kind of like serviceable, I guess, right? So nothing too.
Yeah,
crazy
nothing
out
too
there.
crazy. Nothing too like fucking Sal anniversary levels.
Yeah.
All right, next we have from Daryl. Actually, I know Daryl from the FGC. Actually, I think we played at. As I ran a tournament, I think Daryl was there for that. I don't remember, but CEO Otaku. I ran a Weiss tournament there. That was fun. But then I've never been able to make it back out to Florida because I'm just too busy all the time.
I've always wanted to go. CEO Taku
It's
seems like a really
so
fun
Yeah.
tournament.
dude. And like they're at
Yeah.
the I think they still have it at the resort there too. So the resort's like a lot of fun too. Yeah.
Wait a minute, isn't that the tourney where they always play Melty Blood in like the most awkward location?
Hell yeah. Well, no.
Whether it be the bathroom, the Chick-fil-A across.
Well, the trailer for the 1 year, they were all playing Melty Blood, and there was like a guy with a keyboard there's like a guy with like a random like controller like that you've never seen before, and they're playing in the back of like someone's car in like the parking lot of a Taco Bell, and then who's his name? Guy who runs CEO. I can't remember his name. It's been so long. Jay Bailey. Yeah, Jay Bailey comes out and he's like, guys, you're on the main stage. You got to get up there. It's like the main event. It's CEO talking. But yeah, I do want to go.
Yeah, we should try to make a trip out there sometime. I miss going to like CO Taco.
The spiciest decks.
Yeah, so let's see. What are some of you guys' spiciest decks to run? For example, I'm trying to exile 8 climaxes with Little Busters. Trying to live the dream of exiling all your opponent's climaxes. That's a tough one to try to accomplish without like sacking super hard. You got to do spicy lists.
1 bar Sal anniversary.
What?
That's 1 bar, dude. 1 bar.
You just playing like 3 choices or something, or
no. 1 bar. Just one. That's your only climax. 1 bar. You play the Yuki, dude.
Holy
shit, dude! They just die. They just die, dude. I mean, 4 bar. 4 bar. People are playing like only 4 bar climax in that deck. That was the meme. I was brewing around with that. That was pretty spicy.
Holy shit!
Oh god, everyone, it's way too wild for me. Oh well, I guess I don't know if this is really like a spicy list because I'm seeing people actually start playing it now, which is really weird. But Saikano has that meme 1-0 event from set.
Oh no, I have PTSD, kid. Don't bring that up. Kid has memed me with that list so many times.
So good. Well, the first game we played, dude, you unintentionally like
hard countered you.
Like I missed my level 1, so I was like, it's fine, I can still get the experience condition. And then you're just like, oh yeah, by the way, kick to clock and remove the top card of your clock. I'm like, oh, so you're just telling me unless I get really lucky, I'm never gonna be able to like play my game. That's cool. But there's a 1-0 event in Saikano. It's a red event. It's when you play it, you pick a card in your clock, put it into level, and then you salvage 3, stock charge 3 from the waiting room, and then salvage a climax. And so the meme, but it's like actually people are randomly playing it more now, which is really spooky. Since you get hit to 1, what you do is you clock the other experience condition for this early play level 3 that lets you play another character from your hand that's your level or lower. Since you do that event, you usually spend all your stock like milling your deck so you can set it up. And you play the event, you salvage like 3 copies of that or 2 copies or whatever you need. And then you stock charge 3, so that gives you the stock you need. It gives you a climax to push damage if your opponent's like completely out. And then you just drop like these 9 5s for 2 stock. You fill up your entire board. And then if you have the 2/1 support in your hand as well when you do it, that comes into play. You discard 3 cards from your hand, search your deck for like counters and stuff that you want, and just pull more cards out of your deck. And then so now your opponent cannot answer these like 3/2 9 5s, potentially 11 5s on the board. For like multiple turns, and if they're out a lot of climaxes, you just drop a global 1k1, and they just eat garbage, and then they no answer, so they lose their board again, and they just swing in for 3/3/3 again, like on their first deck still. So it's like really funny when it goes off, and then when it whiffs, as long as you're not playing against someone who's like, I'm going to remove cards from your clock, the deck still actually like plays relatively like normally. Like you just have like an awkward level 1 phase where you have no real strong plussing engine or something. You just gotta kind of like sack a little harder, but like everything in the deck is just built around making sure you consistently get to that point anyway at 1. And yeah, that deck's like a lot of fun and spicy, but I don't know if like people are actually picking it up now or what, because I've seen like multiple people play it now, which is weird. But yeah, you got anything, Nico?
I'm a really boring player, man. So like, I don't really run really spicy lists.
I play Priestess Goblin Slayer. That's my spicy list.
Yeah, I think the most spiciest list that I've ever ran is like in a fucking waifu tournament where I played Tsubasa waifu from Symphogear. So I played like stable level 1 game. This was before the new set came out, but it was like what was the climax? It was the Pants level 1, so the Minami. And then I ran 3 of the level 3 book, which lets you, I think, pay 1, draw a card, and get super big on your opponent's turn. And then I just ran 1 2 soul for the hell of it, just to make my opponent upset. And a lot of the times I was able to succeed. I made my opponent upset because like I'll trigger a pants and then I grab that back and they're like, wait a minute, what is that? And I'm just like, oh, it's a promo 2-soul. And they get a little upset. It's pretty good. But that's like about as spicy as I'll go when it comes to that type of stuff. I know Dean though. Dean runs some real fucking spice.
You just put cards in a deck, dude.
That's true. But
you just have to not care if you're gonna win or lose, and just like put cards in your deck. And just
is that the secret?
Yeah, it like sometimes you have to swallow it like really hard. You're like, man, this is about to be a really miserable locals. And then you show up with like just the shittiest, most unfunctional deck, and you go, let's see what I can do. And that's usually the times I do better. And then sometimes I'm like, this deck is so good. I've mastered it. It's simple, it's consistent, and then it just breaks, and I fucking die every round. So maybe I need to like follow through with this thought in my mind where I want to play a bunch of events in like Idolmaster that just go to memory. And they don't actually do anything. They're like Shady Man Tanaka tier, where they like draw a card for each one in memory. I don't really know. Like spicy list or like the Million Live list, I think is actually legit, but I've shilled that a lot. So
yeah, you worked so hard.
I feel like I need to shill that anymore. And I kind of gave up on 4-color kimono because when I was playing in Japan, I just realized that everyone else has standby 2 now, but they're all better at it. So kimono can't play standby anymore, I don't think. Because kimono's standby was already only choosing out alpaca and then like
now alpaca's banned. Well, not banned, but you know,
Yeah,
why would you play alpaca in a lot of decks?
Yeah.
I think the raccoon deck is like the best thing I have for kimono that I've played recently. That's not like what Chairman made, right? Yeah, Chairman. The deck I worked on with Chairman's also seems really strong, but I don't know. I think I prefer the raccoon build that just heals.
I remember when you played against me with that deck, and you got triple level 1 combo off, and you're like, guess how many level 1s I run? And you're like,
strong
like
deck,
what,
right?
3? And he's like, yeah, just 3. And I'm like, this is bullshit. That was a good deck.
That's all you need. That's all you need.
Man.
You'll just get there, man. It's easy.
Oh yeah, if you play 4, you just never get them. It's just too hard.
No, you don't even see a single copy.
No. All right, let's see. Joseph Ruiz? I don't know, man. I don't know why I'm trying to read names. This is a horrible idea. Sneaker or Fujimi? Which is better, or Looter? Actually, I don't know. Which one is Looter?
Sneaker is Looter.
Sneaker's Looter. And what are we talking about better? Because I like the sets that are represented in Fujimi a lot better than I like the sets represented in Sneaker. Because I think the only one I like in Sneaker is Mondaiji. Yeah, the Problem Children set, and that's like the only thing I care about.
Well, I think the set Fujimi is supposed to just be the better set overall because it plays like spicy 8 standby.
All Sneaker Bunko is Konosuba support, guys. Let's be real.
Yeah, the Konosuba support extra booster.
There's Haruhi support in there too.
Oh, you're right.
Yeah, Haruhi.
Yeah. Was there anything else that's support in that set?
Day Live, right? Wasn't that?
No.
Fujimi.
I don't actually.
Yeah, Testament of Sister Devil, dude. It's my favorite DXD knockoff of that card where she's licking his nipple. I know that's a Looter one, yeah. Like Sneaker Bunko is definitely like maybe the Looter set they printed.
Yeah.
I know they have the one Hisasi card where she just like slammed up against the wall and the flavor text is just a bunch of hearts. That was very funny.
I know what card you're talking about. Holy shit.
Almost bought one of those in Japan just to say I had a Hisasi sign card. Because I'm a degenerate. Anyway.
Is there any other?
What else do we got, kid?
I don't know. I'm trying to comb through this here. I think that is it, right? 10 plus events and memories, hella funny. Yep, I think that is it for the questions. Unless something else popped up, I don't think so. Yep. I guess you guys just want to do the match video then right now.
Yeah,
or
sure.
you still want to do it? How long has this been going on for?
It's been 90 minutes. Well, almost
Oh.
100 minutes, actually. Holy
Oh,
moly.
it's been about.
Yeah, we should
about
probably
9
do
minutes.
that like separate.
Yeah, we
okay,
can do
we'll
that
just
later.
Do a separate
Yeah.
video or whatever. I guess
I have
there's
3
inputs
deep
today.
pulls.
What?
3
You have
deep
to-
pulls.
Oh,
3
three.
deep
Oh,
pulls.
What about my spicy brown bear deck? Wait, I just saw that.
Oh, was that even spicy? That was just.
It wasn't spicy. It was just like me being like, this card has never been in a deck. Maybe I should put it in a deck.
Yeah, that was also another event I sacked you and you didn't get first because of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
it was
yeah, I
good.
remember that.
Wasn't it the first day I was playing Overlord also?
Yeah.
I think so. So the brown bear deck, what ended up happening? I think it needed standby. I don't actually know what that deck needed.
Maybe you should experiment with again.
Oh god. Well, I felt like it needed standby because the 1/1. It's like it's a really cool package, but like for some reason Kimono got shit on compared to other standby sets like that were like at the same time. I don't understand. Like you have a 1/1 7K with hand on. It doesn't have a soul trigger. Why is it 500 power under? Right? Like why?
Oh yeah, it's not 7.5.
But like it's your target for the 2/1 that markers 2 cards on play. That's pretty strong. It's like merge, but without destroying your hand. And it comboed with a win to like search a card. I don't like using a level 1 combo into a level 2 combo because I always feel like that's too much. It's too many climaxes you have to hold, and like the hand sculpting gets really weird and awkward at times.
Mm-hmm.
But I because I played standby, I played alpaca, and the 2/1 heal event goes in every deck. So with those two on a choice list, I'm not sure if I would ever play that combo again. But maybe it's like, maybe you just don't actually need the standby at all.
It'd be interesting to kind of look at it again, I guess. Are you even like even looking at Kimono at this point?
I think I tried to touch. I tried like a penguin type thing, but with a little bit of splash of red because I like the way you could set up the top end.
Oh, yeah,
because you get to like choose your soul triggers with the shoe bill. But book is the most trash trigger in the entire game. I swear to God.
Always draws another book, dude.
Yeah,
it draws like
100% of the time.
And then you draw another book. It's easy.
It draws like, okay, well today it drew. I triggered 3 books. 2 of them drew 2/1 heal events. So that was pretty cool. But usually like a book is like it doesn't push damage. It doesn't even give you a selective plus. It like feels like almost as bad as bag, and actually in some cases it feels worse than bag. Because bag gives you like the option to put good cards on the board, while book just gives you a really shit card in hand and then like goes to your stock and like I have to pay that out. I don't know, like I kind of want to do something with like the penguin. I own them, but I don't know. I feel like I don't get to play the game enough though to fully explore that set, and I still have Memory Snow to touch.
Mm-hmm.
I've got some.
Well, I mean, is it Memory Snow
million live lists
figured out at this point, or do you?
I just bought that deck. Yeah.
Yeah, I have some million live lists that I still want to try, and then like what JoJo's coming out soon, and I'll actually want to brew with that a little bit.
I mean,
Moody
JoJo's
Blues?
technically out.
Is it out?
Well, I mean, it's out on JP.
Yeah, but like none of us really pay attention.
Yeah, but I don't actually look at Japanese cards like ever. If I don't own the set in Japanese, I just sit across from it at locals and I like look at the 2 cards I need to actually know and I go, yeah, I guess that's enough. And then I just kind of ignore whatever the hell they're doing unless it's getting out of control. I mean, because like it's Vice, right? Like a lot of decks, you can just be like, I don't know.
Yeah, you just don't care.
And there's like so many sets coming out in Japanese. It's not like it's a lot of time for me to care about a format that I only play at locals.
Yeah, and then
right?
you play like
no
once
reason.
a year for Nats, right?
Yeah,
and
so
even
it's like
even if you do like play at Nats, if you I don't know, but yeah. Well, one thing about it too is like, because remember the whole point. I mean, like, was like what brought you to like the Brown Bear and stuff was more like the fact that you had market compression, because we were talking a lot about that at the time, right?
Well, that was like a takeaway from it, right? Like
Yeah.
when I made the deck, it was just like there's this card sitting in my binder, and I've never played with it, so like I might as well put it into a deck. And it took a lot. Like I sat looking at that deck for like a day, and I was like, God, am I gonna bring this to locals? I'm gonna bring this to. I just don't care. But then it's like sometimes when you put those like random cards in a deck, it like makes you think about different things. Because like Brown Bear is not a good card. I mean, it's kind of cool because it's like nobody was ready to fight at the time, like a 2/1 10/5. So like the 10/5 power was way more relevant being on like a level 2 than it was a level 3. And without standby, like, because at first I was like, oh, I have to be like standby Sao, right, and have like 12k power or something. And it's like, no, 10/5 power is actually enough. If it's on a level 2, like that's actually pretty impressive for a lot of the decks that were running around in the local meta. But then it was also like the markers. Like I don't think I appreciated at the beginning that each one of those cards was stock charge 2 on play. Or stock charge 1, sorry. Yeah, it was like a stock charge 1 play, right?
Was it? I thought
'Cause
you
you
had to
pay
put 2
one.
cards.
You
underneath
had
it.
like 2 markers underneath it, right?
Yeah,
Wasn't
but
it
you
like-
pay 1
Oh
to
yeah,
get
you
2
pay
markers.
1 for it. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So yeah, and then the climax combo was on a wind, which was also just super good because it's like any deck that was doing something that you didn't like, you still had an out to them by sacking wind trigger.
Yeah.
And then your wind trigger would like search out an anti-chain, which is kind of like the way my Million Life list works, but without having to play a bad 1/1 because of it. It's like you play a good level 2 game, kind of like the Brown Bear, and you use your level 2 game to search out anti-change counters, so your walls are really oppressive, actually. It's like what one anti-change counter, you go to like 13k in a lane, and then you get rid of the second early plays. You can respond up to 2 early plays.
You got a
Most sets
14k,
don't have
right?
that.
Because the anti-change counter is a 2/5, isn't it?
Oh, Brown Bear was a 10/5.
Oh no, I was talking about Million Life.
Million Life, yeah, you go to 14k. So that's pretty good. It's like it's hella oppressive, right? Because like if you get and like you don't actually something else with the Brown Bear that like also came into the Million Life list when I started playing it was the I don't think I appreciated at the time. Like it took the Million Life list to make me fully is losing board and surrendering damage at 1 is really good if you have a really strong 2 game because you get to set up first, and then your level 2 catapults you like into this commanding lead at 3 that you can just keep up. The difference is the Million Life list builds into a combo top end, so it's inherently more volatile, while Kimono as a set is just like this grindy, disgusting thing to sit across from because they just like sometimes they get
Heal,
hit to
send
2.
to memory, heal.
Yeah, sometimes you like sometimes I'm
Early
like sitting
play,
on this
heal.
hand, and I'm like I have like 3-2-1 events in hand. This guy's gonna get destroyed. Like the second I get to 2, I'm just like 2 for the rest of the game. So being able to hit 2 first, it's like you don't mind as much. Or in Million Life, because your top end deals so much damage, you don't mind getting it to 2 first and being behind like 2 to 3 damage because as long as you can set up first, you can deny them pushing back. I don't really know of any other sets that do that too well, but I don't touch all the sets, so.
Yeah, I mean, there's a pretty decent 2 combo in Roselia for Bang Dream.
I was thinking about that, but I'm thinking about Bang Dream 0-1 game if you're not slamming climaxes, and it's just dog shit.
Yeah.
Really
what are you doing? You're playing down the Saya Summoner, wasting all your stock. Like, you don't actually have good cards in Bang Dream is the problem.
Yeah, it seems like lately they've been pushing a lot of like the Summer Pocket Change thing anyway, to just like early summon 2/1s.
Yeah, because like what does Bang Dream have though? Like because like Million Life has,
and even then, so like that level 2 combo in Bang Dream, a lot of the times, for example, it will feel inherently counterproductive to your level 3 game plan. A lot of the time, right?
Because it wins. Because it's like if you win board, then you're like losing the game.
Like,
right?
Yeah, exactly.
It's like good on paper, but I think it's like way more lackluster because it doesn't wall up either.
Yeah. So like I guess the only thing that's fine with it is like Mocha, but even then, Mocha fucking sucks.
Yeah.
Fuck Mocha. Yeah.
I also like canceling on 3.
Yeah, dude, it's the best way to counter that card. You just say, "Oh, cancel on 3, cancel on."
But if your set has like really good clean cuts, the fact is that most players do surrender at least one lane a turn. I think it's a little bit. It's weird. I've been playing a lot against Goblin Slayer, and but like Fate does at least. But like Goblin Slayer somehow I don't understand. They play 4 level 1s, and it's like they always have all 4 level 1s on the board. Like it's very confusing. But if you have like a good clean cut, if you have like a good Ricky, and you have like a way to coast at 1, maybe you can look at level 2 combos. I tried that with Batman. It doesn't work. Nothing works
Unlucky.
with Batman.
What are you talking
some
about? We
sets
just
it does.
got off. We just got done shilling the 2-1 Batman.
I said that was like the best Soul Rush deck. That does not mean good in this game. That actually
I
means
guess
the
it doesn't
opposite
mean
of
it
good.
actually works. All right.
That means if you want to go to a tournament and like drool on yourself, you got the deck.
Oh man, that's like I mean, bringing up clean cut though. Also, it's kind of man, it like I don't know why I just thought of this now, but do you guys think like clean cut is just like like an overstated clean cut is like obnoxiously powerful card? Because like I feel a lot of times if you end up going into 1 first or even second, like people always have like some lane they just give up on, right? Because you have an empty board, so they move like a level 0 utility card in there, and then you get value off a clean cut much more.
So,
often.
dude. So to give you an example of why I think clean cut is super disgusting, I play in the fucking card games Discord league, right?
Mhm.
So I played against what is it, Uragi, and 2 games in a row at level 1 or level 0 because Summer Pockets has a disgusting level 0 to where they don't do anything because you just can never draw your level 0s. I was literally forced to crash into their clean cut just in 1 lane because that's all they left on board. I'm just like, well, it's like if I want to get a decent level 1 combo off, I have to literally crash into fucking card or else I don't get a decent level 1 combo off. It feels really fucking good, man.
Yeah.
And it always feels really bad. Yeah, clean cut is just really fucking strong.
Really? I've been like putting it down to like 2 in a lot on my list because people play like
Really?
chasers and runners and shit. I mean, like not in like
I think
Million
that's
Live.
honestly local meta, dude.
Not in like Million Live, but like I'm not gonna play it in regionals. Like I don't even care anymore because I'm gonna be playing JoJo or something if we finally have him. I was testing Ggo and my level 0 lineup was three PR lens that are 3/5 level 1s, 4 Rickies, and 2 clean cuts. And my thought is clean cut is a 3K, which is actually just dog shit in the meta, right? Like you have like Fate with their bombs, you have Goblin Slayer with their 3K or like Chaser. And like the Chaser in Goblin Slayer, at least in the English, makes things like really awkward. Because you never want to have like a tier 1 deck that you just fold to. And then AOT is like what that deck is like disgusting. Like people don't even try to deck build; they just put 8 runners in a deck or something, and then they tell you to fuck off. So like you can never get a clean cut against AOT either. So it's like better just have a 3/5. Against AOT, you can just like, and it's a level 1 too, so you can trade with bombs. And then it's like you have your Ricky to grab the clean cuts, but at least in English, you can assume that your clean cut is almost a dead card 90% of the time. And when it's good, it's good. I'm not going to lie. I agree with you. But I think that like too many decks can kill the clean cut.
I think that might be an English thing, though.
Yeah, that's like definitely more of an English thing. But I absolutely agree. Like every time I look at clean cut in English, I'm just like, first thing that pops in my head is Goblin Slayer. Like I can never play clean cut now because this stupid level 0 game of Goblin Slayer.
It was hard to play it in the first place because of like AOT and I feel like English a lot more than JP is like everybody's like unga bunga runner run away, runner no die. Like there's a lot of runner.
Yeah, it's like in Japanese, I don't know why it's like so much different. Like why it's like so much easier to pick off kills. but it seems to be.
I
And
think,
even then, like I
um,
feel like clean cut doesn't even belong in every deck. Like there's
It
a
really
problem.
depends on what you're doing.
it
Yeah.
doesn't belong in every deck. I just think clean cut is just like, I guess like Nico kind of said, it's pretty disgusting when you have it, and like you agree, like when it goes off type of thing. It's pretty disgusting. Oh crap, what was I gonna say? Oh, I think in JP is like they value a lot more of utility than actually winning board at 0 all the time.
Hmm.
So like you'll find like a lot of lists that will literally
So you can
play
just
like,
farm their utility cards. Yeah.
Yeah.
a lot of lists will just play 4 plussing zeros and that's it. Whereas like English players are like playing the full like suite of like 8 plussing zeros or like 7 plussing zeros, like 4 runners and like whatever.
8
Oh, like
4Ks,
AOT.
8 runners.
Yeah, like something weird like
No
Broken.
utility.
yeah.
At level 1, I'll put my brainstorm on the board.
Because I mean, even in like Konosuba JP for the longest time, no one was like even playing the free run Megumin level 0, and that card has a good utility effect on it as well. Like maybe you find it as a one of in a list because you can it's an out to ditching climaxes that have an okay run ability, but
Meanwhile, in English, we like started with 3, like after we got Swimsuit Megumin, and we are just like slowly shaving it down, and now you see it like it's usually a 2 of, right?
yeah,
Yeah.
basically.
If you have a Ricky, yeah, it's like fine as a 2 of because you just search it to get that tri-field and push that damage.
yeah.
Now, so here's the question for you guys. How good is the JoJo clean cut?
All right,
I don't know
so
what the
we're
JoJo
ending.
Oh no, it's
Is
so
there a
bad.
higher,
It's so
is there
bad.
a more
It is
You either-
unplayable.
Dude, you either nut so hard or you just like literally commit what is this?
What is the
Simjoku
JoJo clean cut?
repetition shit. What? It's
On
I'm
a
not
tag.
aware of what the JoJo clean cut does.
Alright.
What is the?
Okay, so
JoJo
wait,
clean cut?
I got this for you, Nick. So this
Okay.
JoJo
Wait,
clean cut is
start from the top. Tell them how it's a
Yeah.
4K
Oh, no.
clean cut.
Yeah, 4K.
Okay, so yeah, it's a 4. Isn't it like a 4-5? I
It's
thought?
probably it's like a 5K.
It's
clean
I think-
cut. Let's just be.
It's 4-5.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
4-5.
15. Okay, 1500 power clean
Okay.
cut. It also has on attack. If this card's damage is not canceled, you gain 3K power.
Ooh, okay. Spicy.
So
You,
you can't tri-field and slam a climax with this card.
Yeah, you can. Your opponent's just gonna eat the damage.
You just gotta be brave.
You got to be a
But,
good
like,
player.
I'm
players
I'm
only.
kind of trying to figure out, like, inside of my head, like, how bad is this clean cut actually?
it's really bad.
I
The
don't
plus-
really like it
yeah,
because the
because-
volatility of it, just the like, it's one of those
I
cards
would-
where, like, you know, where we
Wait.
talk about cards that randomly win you the game. This one is like this
Randomly
card will
lose.
randomly lose you the game.
I non-ironically was thinking about this, and I'm like, I would still rather play this over a mill.
Well,
Nah, dude.
I know how you go
I
with
hate
Mill
mill
Runners, to
runners
be
so much. I've
You
lost
have
so
to play
many
the
games.
card that runs your opponent's board.
That's a good. That card's good.
Yeah,
You don't have to play.
yeah, that card's sick. I was just like, oh, you want to fucking run away, dude?
But-
Get over here. You
That,
fucking
but that
drag him.
helps the Oonga Boonga players that just want to try field.
Well,
clean
the
cuts, 'cause
the
they
biggest
play
trouble,
four.
Yeah.
the biggest trouble with like clean cut is generally you get extra value out of being able to front row a utility card that you want in the back row of a game. So like a brainstorm or a global support with an effect, right? So if this card is so high roll that like if you whiff, which let's be real, you're going to because this card's stupid.
Yeah.
You just lost your brainstormer and your clean cut and your plus. And you
Yeah.
sit there and you cry with your like 2-card hand.
What? No. You can easily neg hand, and also, dude, if you, look. Attacking 2 times.
Why
at
even
level
play
1
cards?
Look. Never forget. Attacking 3 times at level 0 is more important than only being able to attack twice at level 2.
What?
What did you just say?
Because your opponent's more likely to cancel at level 2, so you might as well just attack twice then. But you have to Oonga Boonga them really fast at 0 because there's no way they're going to cancel.
Did you?
And I do
fucking catch
realize that
coronavirus?
our
What the fuck?
fail case is only when they actually do cancel.
Oh my god.
Oh, like you're saying words to me, homie, but like they're not actually forming a code.
So you
Oh,
neg really
man.
hard, right? So you neg really hard at 0. So it forces you to only be able to attack twice at level 2. But that's fine
pretty
because you
big
push
brain.
more.
God.
You push more
My
damage
brain
at
is
0
melting.
than you do at level
Holy
2.
shit.
It's coming out of my ears.
I think that's the argument, right?
Is it actually an argument? Is this on Discord somewhere? I need to read this.
Yeah,
one.
I'm pretty sure I've
Literally
seen like
off
this
myself.
argument laid out and like the math behind it, and they were like,
Okay.
yeah, it's favorable to attack 3 times at 0 and not be able to attack 3 times at 2, then it's attack twice at 0 and be able to attack 3 times at 2.
Oh my
So,
god, I feel like we're just having the same argument of why like standby is bad or like pushing damage is how you win games. It's the damage rates.
Pushing
my
damage
friends.
does win games.
You're right.
The damage does win games.
28 damage is all you need, boys.
That's right.
Oh my god. I don't know. Dean is just too big brain for me now. I think with that, like we have to end it
Dean
here.
is really
like we
strong.
got so off track right here at the end. Holy crap. Dang. Okay, so I guess to close this out, like we were kind of talking this beforehand. I mean, should we switch this to like almost every other week? Because my assumption originally was that it was gonna be almost every other week because we're gonna go to every event in North America.
Yeah.
And now
but I
with,
think
like,
with that,
every
yeah.
event canceling, like I don't
Well,
know.
I'm saying like so
Well,
for like
I-
1 week or something, we can like stream and like commentate a game or 2 live, and that would
Yeah.
be the thing. If we still want to do it.
Yeah,
I think that it's like I think that it's more of a there's not much to talk about because well, like
There's
number
no real
one,
English releases.
yeah,
All the events are canceled. The JP releases are kind of whatever, but then it's also like all the JP events are also being like
canceled,
non-existent.
basically.
so.
Yeah.
and we touched on this last week, but like I think we can expect after today, the insanity that has been today, specifically. I think we can expect all the NA events to get canceled.
Yeah.
It's been a madhouse today. Even
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
before the I don't know what you want to call it, press release from the White House.
Yeah.
It was insanity today.
Yeah,
Like empty grocery stores.
I was late because all these dang boomers in my grocery store was stopping me from buying food, and I was like, "Holy crap, what's going on? Why am I in this line to check out for 30 minutes? I just want to go home already."
Dude, I thought it was a meme. So like
Yeah.
I went to the store, so like I can go on a military base. So I went to the store on the military base, and they were also out of toilet paper. And I was like, "Are you fucking kidding me? Just why? Fuck!" I'm like, I see over there. I'm like, "There's all this fucking cold cough medicine. You fuckers don't purchase that. No, you go for the fucking toilet paper. Sure, you
While
got
you were
it,
busy
dude."
prepping on beans and rice, I was buying toilet paper.
Everyone's
Dude,
just
if
eating
you
their toilet paper,
seal up
easy.
your whole house with toilet paper, the germs can't get in.
You're right.
I think the best meme I read right now today was like, TPing someone's house is now the ultimate flex for the next couple days.
Dude, you're right. Oh man. All right, we gotta
Oh,
find
man.
some people and ruin their days. Oh man. Not only are they upset that they got TP, but also they're
All that toilet paper's
they
been
couldn't
wasted.
get the TP to begin with, and now it's ruined their house. Oh,
Unlucky.
man. So yeah, I mean, we'll figure out something. Maybe I'll work harder on getting other people on to like do like little interviews and stuff like that, so we don't have to like struggle to find news unless like literally next week a ton of things just randomly drop for some reason. Man, I have like some other good news, but I can't say anything. I mean, I've told you guys basically, but
Yeah.
whenever I get the okay, or if it like actually is gonna happen because it's still not 100% confirmed, I'll let you guys know that there's gonna be some big news on one of these podcasts coming up, and it'll be a lot of fun when I drop that
Announcement of an announcement.
Yeah,
Good
dude,
stuff.
it's good, dude. That's how it works, right? I tell you about the trailer that's gonna drop 2 months from now. So you guys can get hyped. Oh man. But if whenever I get the news of being able to do that, I'm going to let everyone know. It'll be a lot of fun. And if I mean, you guys know what it is, but like if we can do it live, I think that'll be a lot more fun too. So we can either all
Can
be
spur some
really,
discussion.
be really happy together or be really sad. So we'll see what happens. Yeah, so I guess we'll just continue doing this every week, and we'll figure if it's like super slow news week, it's nothing to talk about. We'll figure out what either get people on for interviews and stuff. If we do, I'll try to announce it as early as possible. I don't know if we're gonna have anyone next week. We might just do some like cast and discussions on like match videos, but we'll see what happens. I mean, other than that, you guys got any last minute shout outs? Oh wait, I have a very important shout out. Look, I
Okay.
need more Twitter followers. I need more Twitter clout, guys.
Oh my god.
I'm gonna shield this until I have more than my girlfriend, which will never happen. I need more Twitter followers so I can like flex really hard on people for no reason. So you need to follow me at KatoriJP on Twitter. All I do is all I do is retweet anime stuff, and occasionally talk about how much I hate Weiss or like other spicy stuff. So yeah, follow me. I need more followers. I need the clout. All right, you guys go ahead, do whatever you want.
You can follow me at Beanwolf. I'm pretty easy to find. I don't need the clout though. You just follow me if you want.
Yeah, don't follow him, follow me.
Pittsburgh Weiss Schwarz always. Check our YouTube channel. Yeah. What's our next thing that we have? Oh, we got something super spicy coming pretty soon.
Ooh.
Yeah, super spicy secret video. So
Secret video.
Secret video. Oh.
secret video, yeah.
All right, Dean, Nico, you guys got anything?
Nothing.
Nice.
Shout outs to I think this anime I was watching called Machikado Mazoku. I haven't enjoyed an anime in
What
marathon
the
an
hell?
anime like that in a while.
It's a good
You know what?
show.
Shout out! Everyone needs to go play the greatest visual novel.
No, dude. Stop.
Monster Girl Quest is the best shonen story I've ever read.
All right,
Go and
listen.
play it. It's 18 plus. If you're under 18, don't play it.
Listen.
Well, no. You can still play it. Just don't lose the fights, right?
Just
No.
It's
It's not safe.
No, not
Oh.
canon.
Look, if
No,
you're under
no.
18, I got a good anime for you. It's already been aired, so you can watch the entire thing. Is this on Crunchy? Oh well, I don't know if it's on Crunchyroll, so you guys can like use your mom's credit card to get on Crunchyroll and watch
No.
the best
Guardian High
isekai
Spice.
show of all time.
What is this?
Demon Lord Retry. Go check it out.
Oh
Holy shit! Do not listen to
show.
this.
no.
Man. I watched all.
watch.
It's I don't even want to call it bad. It exists.
It exists.
funny.
It exists.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
It exists. Yeah.
Like if you ask me what it's about, I can't. I watched all the episodes. Can't tell you. I can't actually tell you the
I
plot.
don't even know if there was a story, but it was a good
Yeah,
show.
it's
guys.
got
Don't listen
discount
to
Rem
these
though.
guys.
So if you're
Yeah,
a
it
Rem
has
fan, it's got a discount Rem.
Yeah,
in
it has blonde Rem. It has Butt Louise from Zero no Sakaima. It has
Yep.
knockoff Saber, right?
Yep.
It has all the good. It's like, yeah, dude, this anime.
It's got Seto Kaiba.
Dude, yeah, Seto Kaiba is the main character, right? What was there anyone else that was in there? Dude,
That show was just a train wreck. I don't know.
Yeah. I think you're the one who.
Oh, okay. It was really funny because like there was a lot of good production decisions in that show. I've never seen a show like they have like 3 songs in the show when they just play at random.
Yeah.
Like the show will have like 5 minutes of silence and then it'll randomly be like a song that doesn't even match what's going on the screen. It's such a good show.
See, it's a good show, guys. You
should
gotta go
watch
to
it.
watch it. All right, guys. I think that's it. We'll see you guys next week. Same. We're all good for same time, right? There's no issues.
Yeah, it should be.
All right. Yeah. If anything changes, I'll post it up wherever on the Discord. Join our Discord in the comment or no more information. Whatever. Just below this video, there should be like links to stuff. Join our Discord there. We usually take questions from Discord first, so if you want to ask more questions and stuff like that. Otherwise, you can support us by subscribing. Yeah, that's what they do on YouTube, right? Subscribe and mash that like button and
comment,
stuff.
subscribe,
Yeah. What Dean said.
and press the bell.
Ring the
yeah.
bell.
Ring the bell.
Ring the
guys.
bell.
Beep, bing, 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 bing. All right.
Slap like.
Yeah. Besides that, we'll see you guys next week. Later.
See you later.